T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another Friday Night Live Drinks with Shane. And as you guys know, I'm never by myself. I never do this alone, mainly because I'm not that interesting, and I don't think I could talk to you guys for 3 straight hours about nothing. I mean, I can only play like maybe a dozen songs on the guitar, which I'll probably do later. But I don't have one set up tonight, so you guys might get off lucky. Maybe no guitar playing tonight. Anyway, thank you guys all for stopping by. It's always great to see everybody, whether you're watching this live or you're watching it afterwards on your own time. I really appreciate the time you guys just put into, checking me out. This average-looking guy from Canada that talks funny. Because I say, yeah, I got a lot of comments. Actually, I'll wait till I bring my guest on and I'll talk about that. It doesn't matter. So, pretty excited about tonight's guest because this is the first time I've had somebody on my show that I don't actively talk to, whether it be on lives or, just through Messenger and stuff like that. I've never actually talked to this gentleman, but he's extremely interesting. I've been watching him for several years. Really great guy. So you guys know him. We're going to learn a whole bunch of stuff about him tonight and talk about what he's got going on in his life and on his channel. So it gives me great pleasure, guys, to bring to the stage the Malted Gentleman, Josh Ellis. There he is. There's our man.
Woo. Well, hi. How's it going?
Good. How are you, Josh? Great to see you, my brother. Oh, I better
well.
set the applause up. You're going to get double applause because I got it on a loop. One of these days, I'll figure this damn thing out.
No, I'll take all the applause I can get. I'm kind of an attention hound, so.
Yes, absolutely. So, like I was saying earlier, I said Josh and I never actually even talked, like even on a live. So this is going to be kind of a cool little thing. We're going to learn a little bit about you, Josh. You can learn a little bit about me. Anything you don't know, obviously, already. But yeah, I'm kind of excited. So what I'm going to do first off is anybody who is not familiar with Josh, I am going to put up his little channel thing in the corner here. Let me get back to my comments so I can pop this up so everybody can see it. There he is. So there's Josh's link for his channel. Go check him out, please. He's got some really cool stuff going on his channel right now, which we will talk about in just a minute. But let me see. I'm just going to go quickly through who's here. I know Vanessa's here. What's going on, Vanessa? Vanessa is always in town, always supportive of the channel, which is awesome. Dave's TV in the house, drinking a Voodoo Ranger slushy. Have you ever had that one, Josh?
I have not. I've had a few of them, but they've got so many I can't keep up with them.
Oh, I know. And I can't get them up here. Like I only get to try them when I go down to the States because we can get like the regular Voodoo Ranger IPA up here, but we can't get any like the other ones. It's just not going to happen.
I see.
But I did get to try. Actually, I did try one of the Voodoo Rangers. I'm not going to say what it is because that video will be coming out eventually, and I can't remember whose channel it was for. It was for either me, Dave, or Brian. I think it was Dave or Brian. I don't think I recorded that. But yeah, so that's going to be a really cool video coming out soon. So I don't want to give away what it is at this point in time.
Okay.
But yeah, Oh, and look at this. Speak of there it is. There's the third amigo. There's Brian, the beer snob, also in the house. What's going on, sir? Yeah, I had a blast hanging out with those guys last weekend. That's for sure.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome that you're able to sneak down to Florida and hang out with them.
well, I literally had to sneak down. My wife was a touch upset that I went down without her. Now, in all fairness, I did invite her to come with me. I'm gonna throw that out there. But I mean, she knows me and she knows Brian. She's met Brian a couple times. She's never met Dave. Actually, neither had I until this past weekend. Not in person anyway. And she was just like, "Yeah, you guys are just gonna be drinking all weekend. I'm gonna stay home." I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like that. Nice little guys weekend, right?
Oh, for sure.
Which is always nice. So I did notice you got a beer in your hand there, Josh. What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm just starting off with a Coors Banquet here. If I can figure out where my camera actually is.
There you go. There it is. Yeah, I have a hard time with that sometimes too. It goes backwards, right?
Yeah. Well, normally I have it horizontal, but it was the app wasn't adjusting to that, so I had to do my phone vertical.
To do what you got to do, my man. Like I said, it's a pretty casual live. Nobody cares. I don't care. I'm pretty loose with anything really. Oh, and here, this is where it's going to get really funny. Dave says my fridge froze it. Yeah, Dave's one fridge freezes all the beers. And Brian says he's drinking a Youngling because that's how I pronounce it to piss off my American friends. Yes, I do it on purpose. I know it's called Yingling, but I call it Youngling because, I'm Canadian and I kind of have to. Vanessa saying hi to Brian as well. Go ahead there, Josh. What were you saying there?
I was just going to say that's how it's spelled. That's the first time I ever saw it. That's what I called it. And of course, the bartender rolls his eyes and says it's pronounced Yingling. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we don't get it. And I mean, we still don't, even with the expansion that they've had.
Right.
But it's about probably a 40-minute drive, and I can go get it now. But it's there's so many options. It's just hard to make that drive just to get Yingling. So I just drink Coors a lot of times, or whatever's on sale.
It's a solid beer, though. It's a solid. Yingling is a solid. Oh, I said it the right way. Damn it, Youngling. I gotta remember to say it. Youngling it's a solid everyday drinking beer. Like I really enjoy it. And anytime I get down to the States, I mean, I buy a couple. Or thankfully, I didn't have to buy any because Dave has like a fridge full of it. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we also got the Ginger Yeti Road Beers. Mr. Anderson in the house. He's on his way to see Fear Factory and Machine Head right now. My God.
Oh,
that
nice.
would be awesome. So I can't watch the live, but I wanted to pop in and say Josh is an awesome dude. I had a great time with him last year at the brewery. So there you go. There's your endorsement for the day, Josh.
Well, thanks. Appreciate that, Anderson.
Yeah, for sure. Brian saying hi back to Vanessa. And we got Sam from Short and Stout Beer Reviews all the way from Australia. Nice to see. I always get excited when Sam's here because he's literally on the other side of the world, right? Literally on the other side of the world.
What time is it there? It's got to be early for him.
It is 7, 8, 9, 10. It is 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, not quite as early as I thought, but that's still pretty early.
No, that's wrong. 12. No, that's wrong. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
That's 16 hours. Now, I counted 14 hours as 16 hours. Vanessa saying hi to Anderson as well. Brian saying, enjoy the show. Yeah, I wish I could go to that. That'd be great. Fear Factory Machine Head. That'd be super awesome. But he's saying hi to Sam here. Anderson saying hi to Vanessa. Oh, what do we got back here for Sam? I'm on my way to the city for a rock gig and some brewery bar hopping. That sounds great.
It's a good Saturday.
Yeah, well, for sure. For sure. Why is it not called Yuling? I don't know. Like I said, I always call it Youngling because it just annoys my American friends. And like I said, every once in a while I'll pronounce it properly and I'll say Yingling, and I'm like, oh, said that wrong. I got to be as 100% Canadian as I could possibly be all the time. You got our newest leather side in today. Great, you're going to be busy doing that. Oh, I was right first. 11. Well, what the hell? 7, 8, 12. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was trying to do 18 hours there. Holy crap. I work in a casino. My math it should be fucking on point all the goddamn time. All the time. 7-time growers in the house. What's up, my man? Cheers. All right. So, do you happen to have a beer that you would like to review tonight, Josh? Right handy?
Well, I do. I do have a beer to review, and then maybe something of a science experiment later if we have time.
Oh, we got 3 hours, my friend. We got time. I can
Okay.
guarantee you we have time.
Well, first
Did,
off, I
did you want to go ahead and review that right away, and then we'll?
oh yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm going to give you the screen then, and it's all yours, my friend.
Awesome. So this is, if I can figure my camera out here, Shiner's Hill Country Peach Wheat. I'm assuming that's a ale. It's an ale brewed with peaches and with natural flavor added, which I've never understood. If it's natural flavor, though, why does it have to be added, and where is it added from? But I digress.
Fair
This
enough.
leaves in at 4.5% ABV, 12 fluid ounces. Oh, excuse me. Hill Country Peach Wheat is brewed with juicy, perfectly ripe peaches from the nearby Texas Hill Country. These peaches, along with a mix of two-row and wheat malt, make for a slightly sweet, refreshing ale. Barely filtered, this brew has a golden hazy color and tastes like it came from the orchard. Well, that's good enough for me.
Sounds good to me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pouring out nice light golden color, white head, plenty of bubbles going on, plenty of effervescence. Oh wow, that smells super peachy. Not too sweet though. I mean, it really does smell just like a fresh peach if you cut into one. That's what it reminds me of.
Nice.
Well, there's only one thing left to do. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's really good. Nice, subtle, fresh peach flavor. It doesn't taste like peach flavoring.
Right. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate artificial flavors in a beer.
And you don't really pick up the barley malt. I mean, you could taste the wheat a little bit, but barley malt's not really there. Very good beer, and definitely a crusher. 4.5%.
Oh yeah, for sure. That sounds something great for something we're going to talk about just after I do my quick review here as well. But before the show, I was trying to look some information up on this beer. Because it's from I've only had one beer from this brewery ever, and it's really not that far away from my house. And I did know, I noticed that Ray was in the chat. What's going on, Ray? I wish we could get Youngling in Canada. See, everybody makes because I do it on purpose. Yeah, I do too, Ray. That's a fantastic. And Ray also said that sounds like a good one. Peach tea. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to pop you up here, Josh, just for a second. Your mic will be on, so feel free to comment if you'd like, sir. Not a problem at all. Yep. So like I said, this is a little brewery in Niagara-on-the-Lake, not too far from me. This is from the Grist Brewery, and this is their Veterans Session IPA. I do not know the ABV. I do not know the IBU, and I tried looking it up, and I can't even find this beer online. It's not on their website. So I don't know. It's a session IPA. I mean, you know how, holy moly, does that ever look clear pouring out of there? Okay, it's not so bad in the glass, but like you can see the pour coming out, it looked really, really clear. It still does. But apparently once you get it in the glass, it's not so bad. Little shout out to Alan, little brown jug glass. Yeah, so kind of a little bit hazy. It's got a weird kind of color. I don't know if you guys can pick that. I'm trying to hold it maybe somewhere where you guys can see the color. I should have a light behind it. It's what I should be doing. It's almost it looks like a light peach juice. There, can you guys? Yeah, you can see it at the top of the screen there. It's actually kind of light. It's actually more yellow on the screen than it is actually here. This has got more of a light peachy color to it. Getting a slight hit of hops on it, maybe a little touchy citrusy, but not a whole lot. Let's get into it, guys. Cheers. Hey, Josh, thanks for coming on the show. Cheers, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, right away, Session IPA. Kind of thin, and actually a little bit watery in the flavor as well. Here, I'm going to pop you back in here, Josh, just while I talk about this for a second, because I'll forget if I don't. Or I'll shut your mic off by accident or something. Light touch of citrus. Really light, though. Like, I'm going to, again, I couldn't find the ABV on this one, but if I was to guess, and that's all that it is, I'm going to say about 4%. It's pretty light. You get a little bit of that hot bitterness in the back end, at the back, just slightly though. It's okay. I'm not going to go out of my way and run and get this right now. Like if I another one, I'm definitely not going to do that. But it's not bad. It's drinkable. Yeah, so not bad at all.
Yeah, I suppose they got to make those for the people that want a little bit of flavor but can't handle the full on IPAs.
Yeah, like actually, yeah, like you said, and this would be a good starter IPA. It's light, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm getting that little bit of that hop bitterness. Like get that at the back, that drying kind of hop bitterness. A little bit of that.
Yeah,
that might be a little off-putting for some people, but it's not out of the realm of like, oh my god, it's like burning a hole in the back of your throat. It's light, but if you're not an IPA person, hops don't go along with you very well. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Ray saying the Grist has wicked pizza. I've never actually eaten there. Like I said, I went there today. Look, it was packed, like absolutely packed in the middle of the afternoon. Looks like a lager. Yeah, kind of, Sam. You're right. It's just a touch hazier than a lager would be, though. It's got some haze to it. Oops, I accidentally smashed the like button. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. Smash that like button. And then, hey, Brian, just for fun, go over to Josh's channel, smash hit like button on one of his videos, too. Why the hell not? Which grist is that? That's the one in Niagara on the lake, Vanessa. We have a grist up here, too. And like I said, this is the Veterans Session IPA that I'm drinking tonight. All right, let me catch up on these really quick, Josh, and then we're going to get into some meat of your channel. I avoid the beers that have the term session in them. I usually do too, but I haven't had a session IPA in a long time. Like when I say long time, a couple of months. So I figured I'd grab one just for fun. Always lackluster. Yeah, like every beer has its place though. Session IPA, you got some friends over, you want to, have a drink, but you got to go to work that night, like I do. I work nights, obviously. So it's got its place for there. Yeah, Ray says it's always jam there. Back soon, got to step away for a few. Okay. All right. So now that I'm all caught up on my comments, let's get into some cool stuff that's happening on Josh's channel. Now, for anybody who is not familiar with Josh's channel, every year he does this really super cool thing called the FU Winter Chug Challenge. Don't worry about swearing on my channel, by the way, Josh. I don't care. I just threw that in there like that.
Good. I was fucking worried about that.
Yeah, don't fucking worry about that. Just say whatever shit you want. It's all good. Yeah, so Josh does an FU Winter Challenge every year at this time. Basically, it's his way of getting everybody together and saying, we're sick of winter. We don't want to do it anymore. We've had it basically because I hate winter too. So I'm just going to, before I talk to Josh about that, I'm going to just give you a quick little video clip here of what we're talking about here. So here it is.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining your virtual drinking buddy. It is that time of year again. It's time for the Fuck You Winter Chug Challenge. So in years past, I have been outside when I do the Chug Challenge. However, I will not be issuing it from outside because we got a bunch of frickin' snow today. So that line there, that is the middle of my deck railing, so that's a pretty good drift. We got about 10 inches today, so I got my little Warnesgrüner, and I got this little feller, the Kraken. I haven't used this in a while. Found out I was using it wrong, so apparently you hook it on the bottom, you tip the can to about 45 degrees before puncturing the can. So let's see if I can actually do that. I got a towel in front of me just in case this goes horribly wrong. All right. Let's see if I can remember high school algebra. Oh, that went a lot smoother this time. All right, well, fuck you, winner, and cheers. Holy shit. But I'm not done yet. Oh, that's cold. I've never gotten brain freeze from a beer before. Whew. All right. So that's the kickoff of the Fuck You Winter 2024 challenge. And I challenge everybody on YouTube, every beer tuber out there, everybody that just wants to get in on this, grab a beer, chug it, say F you winner, and oh no, let's just have some fun with it. And I mean, it's an open thing. Let's just keep this going the rest of the winter. I think by the time I'm posting this, it's going to be January 30th, so that'll give us all of February and most of March to get in there and chug some beers. So, and this is the Malted Gentleman reminding you, you only have one liver, so use it wisely. Pardon me.
That's awesome. I appreciate you getting that last belch in there.
I had to put that in there because that was classic, right? So I had to do that. So yeah, so anybody who's not watched that video before, or even if you have, go to Josh's channel. Just edit, like I said, you'll see that exact video, only a little bit longer. I edited it a little bit. Get involved in the FU Winter Challenge because it is just. If anybody saw my video I posted up the other day, I mean, I can't chug. I cannot chug. So, but I still do this challenge every single year, and everybody makes fun of me because, you know, the Canadian boy takes a minute and a half to chug a, 355 ml can of beer. But, you know, whatever it is what it is. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And so I started just as something to do. I was just trying to find some way to interact with people. And I actually got the idea from a Facebook group I was on at the time. I want to say the group was called Honest Trav's Dive Bar or something like that, virtual dive bar. And everybody in that group was posting videos of them shotgunning beers. So the only difference is they were all really good at it. And apparently the top speed on there, and a lot of people could achieve it, was, I want to say it was like 4.67 seconds. So it's something like that. Maybe I got the numbers mixed up. Maybe it was 6.47. It was really fast. And yeah, I was just like, well, what the hell? So I posted a video to the group, and it was pathetic. I had beer running down me, and it was gasping for air. It was just pathetic. But I mean, thankfully, everybody was nice about it. Nobody was a dick, and it was like telling me to get out of the group. They're all like, "Well, keep at it. You know, work hard, and you'll keep up with the rest of us." So yeah, that's kind of where I got the idea. Was I just thought, well, shit, this is something good spirited that we can all do, and it doesn't matter. I mean, it's not like, you know, we're competing or anything. It's just a way to find a way to interact with each other.
Exactly, and these are the kind of videos that I like when you do the FU Winter Challenge, because, you know, you're calling out everybody that, you know, and like you said, it's fun, right? It's just something fun to do, unless you're trying to beat TK in a chug contest. Then just, you know,
dude, he's got some skills.
Yeah, dude. When I met him the first time in Atlanta, last 2 summers ago, sorry, at the first beer get together, and he was just like, boom. I'm just like, I'm gonna go throw up now, like, cause he does it so fast. Like, he's like I bet you he can do it in under 2.5 seconds. Like, he is so fast at doing it.
Yeah,
he's quick.
Was it last year he did? Was it like 2 cans? He poured it into a mug and just knocked it back almost in one gulp. It's like, for fuck's sake, how the hell?
That's right too. I do remember that. So how long have we been doing this challenge now, Josh? Is this the third year?
Yeah, I think so.
Third year for the FU Winter Chug Challenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I wasn't even going to do it last year because the first year there wasn't a huge response to it. I mean, there were some comments, people watched the video, but
Right.
wasn't a huge group of people that participated. And I just thought, well, maybe nobody's really that interested. And somebody commented, I don't know, sometime in January, what are you doing the Chug Challenge? I love that fucking video. I can't wait. It's
Right.
like, okay,
Right.
yeah. It's like the next day they issued the challenge. I thought, well, we'll just keep doing this until people tell me to stop.
I don't
And maybe,
think anybody's going to tell you to stop, though.
probably not. Maybe my doctor.
Yeah, but if you only do it once a year, that's one beer a year.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably do it here towards the end of the month and maybe like right at the end of winter, just to give shout outs to everybody that has participated, whatnot.
Right.
But one thing that I've noticed, there are actually a lot of people that like winter. There's trying to think. I know, is it Seventh Time Grower? Does that sound right? I just heard of him, but he posted one. Big Rome TV, he's out of Buffalo. He posted one. I think he said that he liked winter. I know Drew loves winter up there. He's all about snow and frigid temperatures, and then you got Big B down in Florida.
Drew's insane though.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I don't mind winter. Like, I can handle the snow, but when it gets, painfully cold, when it's below 10, it's like I'm done. But I'm fine with snow. If it could be snowy and like 30 degrees, almost above freezing, I can manage.
Oh yeah, I mean I can manage too, but I'm such a baby in the cold. Like when I went down last weekend and when I was down in Florida with Dave and Brian, I mean I was just I was in heaven. Now to Dave and Brian it was a little cool for them from what they're used to, right? And I'm just like, this is beautiful. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, I've never been a cold weather fan. I'm a horrible Canadian. I don't ski. I don't snowboard. I don't do any of that snow stuff. So, and I don't.
But you're a hockey fan. That's something.
I am a hockey fan. Yeah, but I mean, you go watch a hockey game in an arena. It's not cold in there.
No, not at all.
You just wear like a spring jacket and you're fine in there.
Yeah. Well, unless you're a fat bastard like me, and then I got to take that jacket off probably halfway through the first period.
Oh, there you go. See, that's my problem because I'm such a small guy and I don't have a whole lot. I mean, I got a little bit of extra weight on me. I mean, I'm in my 50s now, so I got a little bit of the dad bod going on. But other than that, I mean, it's not so bad. But yeah, so like I said, guys, go ahead, Josh, go.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm one of those guys that despite my hatred of cold, I wear shorts pretty much year round. Just because I don't spend a lot of time outside, and so that once I get to the next place, it's hot in there and I'm sweating. So I don't bundle up.
Right. All right. So I'm going to skip back here. I got a hold. God, I love it when I get so behind in comments. I love it. Because that just means that people are interacting, and I love that. That's why I do this.
For sure.
People interacting. So Vanessa's saying, sweary, retired military, enough swearing in my background to scar most humans. Audio. Yes, I can imagine. I can imagine for sure. Dave saying, Shane, show Josh one of your quick videos or pics. I don't have any. I still haven't figured out how to share a picture on here, but I could have done a video. But had I have known before, I probably should have. Maybe I'll preload one for the next live next week. This question is for you, Josh. Where do they sell that beer shotgunner, which I think is called the Kraken, if I'm not mistaken?
I think you have to purchase it online. And actually, my brother-in-law got it for me. So my nephew, he was 10 at the time, I think, was watching videos of somebody that was using it to shotgun pops. And I don't know, showed his dad. He's just like, hey, check this out. And so he shows up to my house one day. Here you go. But yeah, I think if you just look it up, and I think it's Krakn is how you spell it.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think you can buy it at a store. You have to purchase it online. But since I didn't purchase it, I don't know what exactly the web address is. But I'm sure if you Google that, you'll find your way there. And if nothing else, beers with tiki He's like actually like their spokesperson.
Oh,
He's
okay.
got a YouTube channel. I bet he's got a link posted somewhere in one of his mini videos because half of his videos are just him chucking beers with the Kraken.
Right, with probably a discount code.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Or,
So that
or
might be
if it's not a discount code, maybe it's something that helps him out. Like, hey, for every purchase of a Kraken that uses this link, you get 10 cents or 25 cents or whatever.
Yeah, probably. But
Right?
I
Yeah.
want to say that they're only like $10. They're not terribly expensive.
Yeah. See, we were talking about that last night, and I'm like, I thought they were maybe like 25. Like, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. I was just guessing. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, maybe the best way would be go to Beers with Tiki, go to his channel, and I'm sure if nothing else, it's posted in the description of one of his videos.
Right.
But yeah, I was really shocked because my brother-in-law doesn't really drink beer. He usually drinks cocktails. He likes White Russians. That's like his favorite drink. So when he shows up
Right.
with that, I was like, "Oh my God, are you watching other YouTubers behind my back?" It's like I brought up Beers with Tiki. He's like, "I have no idea who that is." But yeah, his kid found it.
Nice. I was just went over to my laptop here, and I found the Kraken on Amazon for $14 Canadian. So like $9 or $10 American. So there you go. That's
The difference that much? I guess I never looked into it.
It's I just guess like I usually just take a couple dollars, right? So if 13 is 9, 10 or so, somewhere in there. Sam saying I'm excluded from entry. It's summer here. No, dude, it doesn't matter if it's summer in Australia. And that might be a good time for you to come up with some kind of little idea of how it's summer in Australia and winter here, and how you can tie that in. So that might be a little fun little video for you to do, Sam.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that in the future I need to issue this as it can be a love or hate thing. If you love the season, then go with that, because there's people that do that, and for everybody down under, they can get on there and either say "fuck you, summer" or "I love you, summer," and yeah,
right.
Let's all just chug some beers together.
Yeah, and just have fun, and that's what it's all about, is just having fun and kind of interacting a little bit with each other, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like Sam saying he's going to change the name of his to "Thank You Summer." That's what I would do too.
There you go.
Thank You Summer. Brian saying I'm so ready for summer. Yeah, it was like, what the hell was it? It was 30, 60. I think it was in like the mid 80s when we were down in Florida, and poor Brian was cold.
You're kidding.
Cold. Yeah.
It's even muggy down there.
For me, I found it pretty warm down there, except for the last day we were there. It was pretty cool the last day we were there, and then the wind was cold. Like the wind that was coming through was cold.
Okay.
But if there was no wind, it would have been a okay day. But that wind was actually pretty cool. Like I had to put on a hoodie, and when a Canadian boy has to put on a hoodie in Florida, it's too cold down there. That's just the way it is. So we got my buddy Matt Williams, the full Matty in the house. Sleeping Beauty has gotten up. Yeah, Matt works the same shift I do, so he doesn't. We don't get home till 7 o'clock in the morning. So, we sleep all day, all afternoon, kind of thing, right? I was gonna say here on Equinox we should do the funnel for spring and an ice luge for fall. That's not a bad idea, Vanessa. That is
ice luge, huh?
Yeah. And then do a funnel for spring. We can have a challenge for, you know what, Josh? Those are all yours, because I mean you're the inventor of the "Fuck You Winter Some Chug Challenge." So if you want to do one for all 4 seasons, there you go, Vanessa. Just gave you all the ideas for doing the rest of it. So there you go.
Thank you, Vanessa. That's awfully nice of you.
Yeah, for sure. Arctic winters are fun. No, they're not. I've never had them. I've never been up in the Arctic in the winter, but I do not want to experience that, Vanessa. Thank you very much. I'm just saying. 7-time grower. Ice fishing is one of my favorite. Why I love winter. Yeah, you know what? I don't mind ice fishing. I don't do it a lot. I usually have to go still a little bit farther up north to do any good ice fishing. But yeah, that's not bad, because you're in a tent and it's usually you got a little heater in there anyway. So I like fishing. Fishing's not bad. It's Vanessa saying here. Ice fishing is fun, but around my area of late, there's been no frozen. Yeah. Well, I know Josh. If you guys saw the video there, Josh got a ton of snow the other day.
Well, so that was actually earlier in the month. That was earlier in January, and
Oh, okay.
I just recorded early just to make sure that I had it and ready to go. But since then, this last week, we've been in the 50s. It feels like we've gone through an entire winter
Yeah.
because it got so bitterly cold. At one point, the
Yeah.
air temperatures were highs in the negatives, negative
Yeah.
single digits, and yeah, it was just brutal. But I mean, realistically, that was only a couple of weeks. It felt like an entire winter. And then
Yeah.
we came out of it, everything's thawed out, almost all the snow is gone now, and now it feels like spring already.
Yeah, it's starting to get like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I said, I sent down the week before I went down to Florida. I sent Dave down a screenshot of the temperature, and I was nice. I converted it into Fahrenheit for him, but it was like I can't remember what the base temperature was, but with the wind chill, it felt like -17 Fahrenheit. So I mean, it was cold. It was cold up here, that's for sure, and it was probably cold for you too. I mean, you're not really that far from me, comparatively speaking.
Yeah, I mean, latitude wise, east to west, I think there's a fair distance between us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
north
that's, I
to
mean,
south,
like,
I think if I drove straight north, I could be in Canada probably in like 8 hours.
8-hour drive. There you go. That's a perfect amount of time to drive to come to the 2024 Beer Reviewers Get Together, Josh. I'm just throwing that out there for you.
Yeah,
We'd love
you know,
we'd love to have you up here if you can make it.
I would love to, but we kind of already planned our family vacation this summer, and it just falls on this weekend. So
Of
my
course.
son's been in cross country all through middle school and high school, and he graduates this year. And last summer, he couldn't make it to this run that they do every year in Spearfish, South Dakota.
Okay.
It's a half marathon. A bunch of the cross country kids go up there. The coaches even go up there and cheer him on. And so this is probably going to be the last year that he ever does that before he goes off to college. But last summer, he was at Gear Up when that was going on. So,
Okay.
yeah, so 2 years ago when we found out about the Europe trip, we planned to be in South Dakota. So otherwise, I would gladly be up there.
For sure. Yeah, like I said, if anything changes, Josh, I hope it doesn't, because that sounds like a pretty cool trip you got planned. If anything changes, you're more than welcome. Absolutely. 100%. We'll get you up there.
Yeah.
What's 7-time Gorer saying here? 2 years in a row now, can't go ice fishing. Yeah, it's been sucking for ice. I mean, if you'll have to drive north, I mean, if you go up north, I mean, they're still pretty cold up there, if I'm not mistaken. It's Vanessa drinking here. This brand, Wild Man Drinking Company, 4.7 out of 5 stars, 1,000 reviews. The Kraken intuitive shotgun tool with built-in funnel. There you go. Like I said, I see.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost want to get one. I mean, again, you guys have seen my pathetic chug on Josh's challenge, but I might get, because I got to learn somehow. Maybe just if I try and drown myself, I'll learn. I'll learn how to do it really, really fast. And there you go. Go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, I was just going to say, I suppose that's how all the greats get to where they are. Is they got to start somewhere.
Yeah, like I said, I'll probably drown trying to do it, but I'll get it done. I will get it done. And Vanessa has added a Kraken to her Amazon wish list, so that's probably coming out pretty good. All right, Dave's here saying the Goose Island review comes out tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern premiere. Okay, I can actually watch that. That's perfect. That was one of the beers that Brian, Dave, and I did when we were down in Florida, so I'm excited to see that.
Is that one of the Bourbon County beers? One of the barrel-aged stouts, or?
God, I'm trying to think. Yes, it was.
Awesome.
Those
are some good beers.
I had such a fun time down there, and we did so much stuff. And I'm just trying to. I'm like, is that what it was? Like, God, it was so much fun just hanging out with those guys. I don't even care about the beers. It was just so much fun hanging out with Dave and Brian. Such cool guys.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice thing about this whole thing. So when I started, I actually started my journey in 2019. I saw on the news this 17-year-old kid was doing, what is that shit called? ASRM. Basically, like, you're whispering, you make a bunch of like annoying little noises, and apparently people like that. So he had a whole channel devoted to it. He had a setup. He did like a dorm style bunk so that he had all the space underneath his bed, just had this little studio space. And he would just do all these videos where he's whispering and like rubbing on balloons and crinkling foil. And he would like write up scripts where he was like a jealous boyfriend, but he would whisper the whole thing. And he had like 500,000 subscribers. Yeah. And I just thought if some 17-year-old kid can have a successful channel with bullshit like this, surely I could get some subscribers doing beer reviews. So yeah, unfortunately, my anxiety kept me from actually being able to record a video that was worth watching until like spring of 2020, which by then COVID had hit, and I think a lot of people started reviewing beers. But the real funny thing is before I bought any cameras, did anything, I went onto YouTube and I just searched beer reviews, breweries, and just anything related to beer for like an hour straight. Just type it in word after word that I can think of, combinations of words. Nothing came up. I was just like, holy shit, this is a gold mine. Nobody is doing this. Boy, was I wrong.
Yes, sir.
But the great thing is like now we all know each other.
Yes, that's true.
There's all sorts of little groups within the BrewTube community, and all sorts of little networks, and it's just really nice to have they're long distance friendships, but friendships nonetheless.
Right, and that's one of the reasons we do the beer reviewer get together, is so that guys who, like I said, I talked to you, I've talked to Dave for years, and until 5 days ago, I've never met him in person. But I've been talking to him for years. So it's really cool to just get together with people who have a common interest with you and drink some beers and get to know each other on a personal level, which is really cool. And it's just so much fun. I love this community. It's so much fun.
It is. It really is. But I think if you told me, oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Go.
I guess if you told me 5 years ago that if you get on YouTube, you're going to make a bunch of friends, I would have thought you were crazy. I wouldn't have believed you. I'm like, there's no way. I actually expected a lot of mean comments, and I was going to make a whole bit out of that, like once a month, just read off nasty comments and drink a beer and laugh at people posting this. I think I've had maybe one negative comment this whole time.
Wow, that's good. I think I've had 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really supportive network, really.
Oh, for sure. Well, because it's such a niche market that we're targeting, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not like we only get, like, most of us only have a couple hundred subscribers. Some of the guys have, a couple thousand, but it's not like in the millions or the 10,000s, right? It's really rare when you get a beer reviewer that's into the 10,000s. So we're just all, because we just do it as a hobby. Everybody who does beer reviews does it as a hobby. We're not here to make money off YouTube.
No,
otherwise I'd be, me and my buddy Matt here would be playing Call of Duty and streaming that online, and then the hate would come, like, oh, Shane, you suck, man, didn't you see that guy? Why do you keep getting headshotted? Because that's how I play. I'm not a very good Call of Duty player.
I haven't even really played video games in years. For a while there was a lot of overtime at my job, and I didn't have the time, and now that I do have the time, I just don't. I try playing with my son every now and then, but games have advanced so much from the time that I stopped to when he really got into playing like the online shooter games. It's like, I can't do this. This is too much for me. I just go on there and I just die. I can't even learn how to play this. Right.
Well, it's because we're getting old, and we don't learn as fast as the kids do, and we don't have the dexterity or the reaction time that the kids do. So we always have a hard time like playing video games or anything that has to do with anything that you have to learn something new. It takes us longer, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Dave got here 62 here right now with wind gusts making in the low 50s. Still warmer than here, Dave. I like I said, I'm more than happy to come back down there again this weekend if I could. I'd be all over that. That'd be great.
That's good fall weather in Iowa.
Yeah, right. Let's say we never used a tent or any cover for ice fishing in the Arctic. We also used a hand auger and no cover. I'm out. I'm out. If you don't
I
have a
went ice
cover,
fishing once.
like I said, if you don't have like a tent and a little heater inside that tent that I'm ice fishing, I'm out. Because I know I'm just gonna start crying like a little girl.
I think that's
cold, you know.
I think that's what ruined me. The one time I went out, no tent. We didn't even have an auger. We had it's kind of just like a pick, like a pickaxe sort of thing.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, it was like through 2 feet of snow or ice.
Yeah, that would
So
take
it took
forever.
forever just to get the hole. And then by the time
sure.
we did that, we're all like shivering cold. And
Right.
we had our lines in for like maybe 10 minutes. I was like, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
I know this is not for me. I was not cut out for ice fishing. I mean, but it was a bad day. It was one of those days where it was a straight north wind coming across a frozen lake.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Not for me.
Yeah, but
Maybe if I'd been. No, go ahead.
Say, anytime you get something like that, I mean, you have to have, you know, the right equipment or clothing or whatever, just be comfortable in what you're doing. And if you don't, and you're cold or too hot, you know, whatever the case may be, it just makes you miserable and not enjoy the experience of what it is you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Well, probably the thing that ruined it is we had been out hunting that morning. So we were already cold from being out all morning hunting. And then, I don't know, the north wind came in, I don't know, sometime just afternoon. And then we decided to go out ice fishing. And
right.
Yeah, I think total we were probably out there 25 minutes. And most of that was just digging through the ice trying to get to the water.
Yeah, probably. Well, see, we learned something new about you today. I did not realize that you were a hunter.
I used to be. At some point, I got tired of getting up early. And then sometime later, I got a job where I have to get up early every morning. So it's just kind of the irony of it. It used to be that getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning was too much. And now my alarm goes off at 4:45.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, on my days off, I don't go hunting. I haven't been hunting in so long. It doesn't even sound fun anymore.
Yeah, well, sometimes you find something you enjoy and it just kind of goes off the wayside, right? Like, all my friends who know me, like my buddy Matt, and my wife, she complains about it all the time. I'm a hobby junkie. Like, I always have to find something to do. Like, if I find I have a lot of spare time, I'm like, okay, you know what? I've gone weeks where I've had 3 or 4 hours where I'm doing nothing. I need to get a new hobby, and I will pick something that is outrageous, you know. And it just, and when I do a new hobby, like, I don't just kind of like, oh, okay, let's try this out. No, I go full bore, like, on everything that I do, right? So my wife gets all annoyed. She's like, oh, you're spending all this money on this hobby. I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, well, you're not even going to be doing it in 3 years. And I'm like, I know, but I'm enjoying it now. So.
Well, yeah, that's the important thing.
Yeah.
And hobbies are good for you. Keeps your mind engaged and keeps you doing stuff. I'm kind of in a spot now where my hobby is watching TV most generally, so.
Right. Yeah, I just like to learn new things, whether it be, like I said, when I started doing YouTube, I obviously had to learn how to edit, which I'd never done. And even to this day, after, God, I'm almost 4 years into doing my reviews. I'm still learning editing stuff and, you know, trying to get better. Like, I'll never learn as much as I need to know in editing. Like, I swear to God. I mean, I do as best I can, but yeah, you know, like I said, I'll find something else will pique my interest, and I'll be like, oh, hey guys, look what I'm doing now. Ooh, look at this, and I'm sure I'll throw it on a video at some point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave's saying he's going to get his FU Winter Chug Challenge done tomorrow for you, so look forward to that.
I can't wait.
To that. Yeah, it'll be good. There's a pop-up ice tent at Cabela's. That would be, yeah, like I said, just a little pop-up tent, just something to shield you from the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa, a pull my figure chug challenge. I will supply the Boston baked beans.
Oh, that's fantastic.
See, Vanessa, she's full of great ideas. Oh God, check this out. Check this out. You ready? Ready for this, Josh?
Yeah.
Check this out. Right here. Ba-boom. The legend, Rod J. in the
Oh,
house.
holy
What is
shit.
up, Rod? Yes.
Hi.
Good to see you, Rod. Thanks for stopping by, my brother. Good to see you, sir. I was trying to get on your live last night, but I ended up getting so busy doing. I've been so busy this week, and I didn't even get a chance to even watch. I haven't even watched your live yesterday. Usually, at least if I miss it, I try and catch some of it the next day. But I have not caught up on that yet, sir. So I will, though, before too long. Thought you were still in Florida. No, I just went down for the weekend, Rod. I flew down there Friday, and I came back Monday, just for the weekend, just to hang out. He's saying cheers to Vanessa and Dave. Vanessa's saying hi to Rod. Barrel aged beers, yes, love the barrel aged beers. They're great. Hope I'm back from baseball in time to watch it. Let's hope so, Brian.
Baseball already?
Well, in Atlanta, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they start his boys start baseball pretty early, I think, or they
I
just
guess
finish.
so.
I know. All three of his boys play a lot of baseball, and it's like, what? It's January. You just, but oh yeah, it's Georgia. A little bit warmer there. Rod,
Yeah,
he wished he was in Florida. He was Florida. Yeah, I wish I was in Florida for sure.
Yeah, Florida's awesome. I haven't been there in a while. I think it was 2018. We flew the Weiss family down there, and we all got a Airbnb and stayed at a place like feet from the water, and it was at a Fort Myers, Cape Canaveral area, so probably farther
Okay.
south than Dave. But yeah, it was there. There was the backyard was right on a canal, so we could just go fishing right off a dock they had, and then we were a short walk to like a little bay area, and we went deep sea fishing, and everybody else had a blast. I don't do well with like a lot of wind in my face, going fast, a lot of up and down. So I
Right.
was sitting in the middle of this boat, and there's rods on either side of me for the frame of the canopy that the tour guide was under steering the boat. And I would have sworn that I'd left fingerprints in those rods. I was gripping onto it so tight, and I had my eyes closed the whole time. And I was sure that we were going to die. At some point, we were going to hit a wave wrong, and the boat was just going to flip, and that was going to be it.
Right.
The whole time, my wife and son are sitting up front, laughing their asses off, having the time of their life. My father-in-law and my brother-in-law were in the back of the boat, talking the whole time. Like, they didn't even notice the boat ride. And the whole time, I was just scared shitless. And at the time, I had a long beard like I do now. And by the time we got out 12 miles out into the Gulf, my beard was just covered in salt from all the spray.
Oh yeah.
Once we got out there, it was fine. It's just that boat ride terrified me. I was sure that I was dying that day.
Man, that's yeah. I got like I'm not a big fan of boats. I mean, I'm better now than I was years ago. But yeah, I kind of get it because there was like if I go back like 10 years and you had to put me on a boat, I was like, holy Christ, I'm dying. Even if it wasn't going fast or anything, it was like, I'm dying. This boat's gonna sink in the middle, and I'm just gonna die.
Yeah.
Rod J saying, Vanessa got the barrel aged Great Lakes Blackout Stout. Wow, that's probably gonna be good. I do love some stouts. Hey, check this guy out. Chris from Off the 10th is in the house. What is up, Chris? Happy birthday, my brother. Once again, I think did I message you on your birthday? I think I did. I think it was his birthday last week or a week and a half ago. If I forgot, Chris, happy birthday. At least I remember now. Why I remember now, I have no idea. What Dave's saying here, I may have to go in the man cave. It's cold out here. Got my hoodie on. Yeah, see, I'd be out there in shorts and a t-shirt. Just having a good old time. Haha, Dave, not too bad in Maryland today, he says. That's all right. Rod saying hi to Chris. And it's snow melting today. Yeah, I don't even think we have any, like where I am right now, I don't even think there's any snow on the ground right now, like between the rain and the warmer weather.
Yeah, we've got small patches here. There's not much left.
Yeah, well, you had a lot, like that video. Like that's more than we've had all winter, I think. Like at one time, I mean. I don't think we've had as much snow as you guys had down there.
Yeah, I think we had one other snow where we got maybe like 2 inches. And then we got that 10 inches on top of that. And I thought, okay, we're going to have one of those winters where it's going to stay cold and it's just going to keep snowing. And then at some point, it's just little trails through these 4 foot tall piles of snow. But Then it all came up and melted, and now we're left with a muddy mess.
Yeah. But having said that, it is only the beginning of February. Now, I don't know what it's like in your area, but February is usually pretty bad up here. Like, that's when we usually get all of our big snow dumpings, and it's like, it seems like you get one every 3 or 4 days sometimes. But then, and we lost. Oh, no, there he is. Okay. I was going to say, we lost Josh. Where the hell did he go? But he's there. But yeah, why do I have a guest in the background? Hang on. Who the hell found? No, it's just you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It was showing up like there's a little icon, like there was somebody in the backstage area. I'm like, who the hell is that? Who the hell had that link? I don't share this link on Friday nights with anybody, except for my guest, obviously. Chris is also saying, can't wait for the get together. Are you coming, Chris? Did I invite you to the page on Facebook? I don't think I have. Where's my pen? As Vanessa knows, I got my trusty notebook to write shit down because I'll forget. Invite Chris. Invite Chris to FB page. Okay. If I haven't, Chris, I will do that after the live tonight.
I much prefer handwriting notes than trying to get them on my phone. My wife keeps telling me, "Oh, you could just make notes on your phone." You're probably right. I probably can. I have no idea where they are. I'm terrible with technology.
Yeah.
I can hook up AV equipment just fine. I can set up computer router and all that stuff, but like actually using it for what it's intended for, it's not really a huge interest of mine.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I handwrite everything. Like everybody who's watched my lives, I always have this notebook and I'm writing down stuff. Because I'm like you, I would rather write a note than try and punch it in. Like sometimes you have to use your phone to punch in a note on your notebook or whatever the hell it is you got on your phone. But for the most part, I write everything down.
Yeah. I'll put stuff on my calendar just because it will at least remind me, oh, hey, you need to do this, dummy. Oh, right. Yes, I do need to do that. So, but other than that, just like writing notes, like go to the grocery store. I can't go to the store without writing a note because I will forget. If I have 3 things, I will forget 2 of them. But I'll come home with 10 things.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, I think I got a lot of it looks like I got a lot of comments here. So let me catch up on these really quick, Josh.
Okay, I'm going to go hit the head then while you're doing that.
Sure, yeah, you do that and I'll catch up on the comments here. Vanessa's saying, I'm at 648. If I hit 1,000, I will put together a giveaway. Awesome. I'm creeping up on just that measly little 500. But when I do get 500, I will be doing a giveaway as well, because that just seems to be a kind of cool little thing to do. Rod saying, biggest beer reviewer I ever saw had over 100,000. Wow, that is insane. For a beer reviewer, that is insane. I'm assuming that's somebody who's been doing it for a long time and, they're like an OG beer reviewer. Chris is saying, there is no money in BeerTube. I know. It costs us money to do. Well, you know, Chris, you've been around the block a few times with your channel and stuff like that. It's a money pit. Like you pay for, hey, I need a new camera. Hey, I need a new mic. Hey, I need a better laptop. I need beer. And next thing you know, if you do your yearly tally, I don't, and I'm glad I don't. If you did your yearly tally of how much stuff you put into your channel, it's a lot of freaking money for nothing. But it's fun, and like I said, I get to meet good friends. Like I said, I met Chris last year, the year before, I can't remember. We went out for dinner or lunch. It was a great time. Just meeting people is awesome. And of course, we got beer for breakfast, facts for snacks. Not that he ever talks about snacks on his show. We got Drew in there. My husband was given an Atari 26. I'm assuming that's supposed to be a 2600. 2600 machine. It will be epic when I get back up. Yeah. You know what? I have I think I showed you, Vanessa. I have an arcade machine off to the side, and I have an Atari emulator on it for like 2600, and I have every single Atari game ever created on there. So if you're ever up in this area and you want to come and play, I don't know, Adventure or Pitfall or River Raid. River Raid was my game back in the day. That's for sure. Not a lot of money, but I've had things come all right. Yeah. It's like I said, it's not a super expensive hobby, but it's enough. It's enough. Beer tubers should get together with math teachers. Yes, that's right. That's absolutely right. Then you can keep us on the straight and narrow. I mean, I'm no math teacher, but I'm pretty good at math for the most part. Working in the casino and stuff like that. Vanessa saying, okay, one weekend ice fishing in Alaska, we caught the fish and then dipped them into the water like dipping candles to make them. Yeah, because they'd probably freeze right after you bring them out. Is that that's probably a good way to preserve it? I think probably up there, right? Just keep dipping it and you get that nice solid bit of ice around it. I never thought of that. That's actually pretty smart. You get back home to clean the fish and they thaw out. Yeah, that's perfect. That's brilliant. I like that. That's a really good idea. Well, any real retirement money, Rod. There you go. There you go. Hunting, fishing, rolling cigars. Yes, yes. She does it all. She is awesome. Hashtag not a legend. Okay. You say so, Rod. Here. You know what you need to do, Rod? Here's. This is going to be an excellent comparison. What's up, Josh? Check out this comment, Rod, down here. Hashtag not a legend. That.
Oh, whatever.
That right? Here. Let me get this into my laptop here. Saying you're not a legend is the same thing as me saying, where is it? Let me pop it up. Pop up already. It's the same as me saying this. Hashtag not a Canadian.
Pretty much.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I love to bust Rod balls about stuff like that. He gets all mad.
Yeah, he's definitely in the upper echelon of brew tubers.
Yeah, and like I explained, I was on I had him on my live a couple weeks ago, and I explained, I'm like, it's not, I don't like, oh, it's Rod J. I mean, I do a little bit, but it's more of a endearing respect thing for Rod of all the stuff that he's accomplished. Even though I'm just a regular guy. You're not a regular guy, no matter what you say.
He's just got a good charisma about him. I think
great.
Is a lot of it. I mean, how do you not love Rod J?
Like you said, he's got a good charisma. He's very well spoken. He knows his shit. Like when he talks to you about a beer, you're getting all the information from a beer. Whereas guys like me, I kind of wing it. Whatever. I used to write all the, like when I first started, I wrote all the information down on my little piece of paper.
Me too. Yeah,
and I'd have it on the side, and I'd be like, "Hey, beer is this, and this, and it was made by this guy, and it uses this malt, and like most people really don't care about that. Some guys do. But I think the mass majority of people, they don't. They just want to know what it's like, and hey, can I get that in my area? Basically, right? Is what you're going to get.
Yeah, I know when I started. Like I said before, I didn't think there was much of a niche here. I didn't think there was anybody reviewing beer, so I thought I was going to be really informative. I was going to try to do mine like a PBS show where I was giving a lot of information, right. And then what I found out, it's other people that are already into craft beer watching other people's videos. After a while, I just felt dumb telling them stuff that they probably already know or they could figure out by my description of the flavor.
Right, sure.
So after a while, just I'll just drink it and go from there. Yeah,
exactly. And the way you taste a beer is different than the way I'm going to taste it, and you're going to pick up something that I'm not going to pick up, and vice versa, right? So it's all beer reviews are all subjective, depending on the
absolutely. Yeah.
So apparently, Rod's show last night was great. Love to be on scene, live on scene. Oh, I didn't realize it was at a brewery last night, Rod. That's awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Where at?
Saying, yes, thanks. Yeah, where was that review, Rod? If you can pop it in there. I used a Color Note app. All right. Here's the Cambridge Limited Edition double wire loop notebooks. I don't think mine's Cambridge. No, mine's no name. I got the no name one. Right. OG like Rod. Oh, and check this guy out. Beer a day with TK. We got TK in the house. What is up, my man? Good to see you, my brother.
Fella?
Yeah. God, I haven't talked to that guy in a while. Well, since I had him on the show. Great guy. If you guys are not subscribed to A Beer a Day with TK, stop looking at my video right now. Open up another tab. Go subscribe to A Beer a Day with TK, and then come back over here. Do it. Just do it. Great guy. Absolutely great guy. Dave saying, what's up, TK? Saying cheers to Dave. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking my language here, Vanessa. River Raid, Mega Mania, and the Mad Bomber were the best Atari games. Yeah, Mad Bomber was, that was the one with the little paddle thing, right? I think you had to, oh no, that was Kaboom. Sorry, I'm thinking of Kaboom. Kaboom was the paddle one where the little robber guy was on the top dropping all the bombs.
I don't think I ever played any of those on Atari.
Really? Oh my
I
god.
had 5 games, and one of them was E.T.
Oh my god, the worst game ever created.
Oh, it's fucking terrible.
It was. I had it too, and it was terrible.
But it took me like 2 hours before I realized I was never going to beat this. I had to call my parents. I'm like, what's going on? Like, watch
Yeah.
this. And I make the little loop. It's like, now what? They're like, I don't know. You said you wanted it. And out the room they go. It's like, oh, okay, well. And I think I actually played it for like a month before I realized there is actually no hope. I'm not missing anything. There's just no hope.
It's hard. It was such a difficult game to never mind trying to win it. To play it, it was hard.
Yeah.
It was a hard game.
Well, did you ever see the documentary where they actually talk about it and talk to the guy that programmed the game?
Where they only gave him like 3 weeks to put it together or something stupid like that.
Yeah, and he had it in his mind that he was going to make it a completely different game because Steven Spielberg actually just wanted him to put E.T. in a Pac-Man format. It's like, actually that would have been a lot more fun. Him chasing Reese's Pieces all over and having, instead of ghosts, guys in white suits chasing him down. I would have much rather played that. And it probably would have been one of my favorite games. But instead,
for sure.
he made that game, and ugh.
Yeah, well, that was one of the two.
Terrible.
That's one of the 2 games that killed Atari. Was E.T. because they put it out really fast and it was bad and people were returning it. And then right after that came out the version of Pac-Man for the 2600, and it was the same thing. People are like, "This is shit," and they took it back. And Atari's like, "We just spent a couple $1 million developing these 2 games, and people are bringing them back." And that's what killed Atari, was those 2 games, because they were in a rush to make them. They were terrible.
Well, and do you remember when they tried rebooting in the 90s? I want to say the system was called Jaguar.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember going to the store because, you could go in. They would always have a game set up so that you could play the different systems and test them out.
Right.
And I only played for like a minute. It's like, nope, I'm done. I'll just stick with the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Was the Jaguar CD-ROM? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I think it was cartridge based, but it a 32-bit game. I don't know. Okay. Actually, I'm not 100% sure because I only played it at the store, so the game was already loaded in. I didn't get to touch anything. I just walked up and started playing, and I couldn't even tell you what the game was. Some jumper game, some like platform jumper or something, and on a 32-bit system, and it was behind the times. That's all I really remember.
I just brought it up on Wiki here. I'm trying to see. It doesn't say, I don't want to sit and read the whole thing, but I don't see it saying anything about it being CD-ROM at the top, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I feel like it was cartridge based, but I'm not 100% sure.
It could have been. I honestly don't know. It was just, I couldn't remember if it was CD-ROM or not, because I was probably right about the time they started doing CD-ROMs too, I think.
If I remember correctly, it launched in between Super Nintendo and PlayStation 1.
Okay, yeah.
So it would have been before Nintendo 64. But because all the other companies were, kind of in this 5-year, 7-year cycle where they were all kind of releasing the same year. And I think they thought if they came in between, it had something new. The problem was whatever they were developing wasn't keeping up with what was already old at that time. Yeah. I mean, because I remember thinking Mario Kart is way more fun than this. And Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo's garbage by today's standards.
But at the time, that was a great game, even at that
time. It was.
Right?
Oh yeah, you could do battle mode. That was a blast. My friends and I wasted way too much time playing that.
Yeah, for sure. And then when it came out with the on the Wii, I mean, that was Mario Kart on the Wii was amazing. It was so much fun to play that. That was great. What's Chris saying here? Kaboom, Warlords, and Defender were my favorites. Was Warlords the one with you had the little bases in the four corners, Chris, and that was a paddle game too, I think, and you had to defend it, if I'm not mistaken. Kaboom was great. I love that. Defender was also great. Yeah, let me know if that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, Kaboom. I knew what you meant. All right. Vanessa said, I burnt out 3 paddles playing Kaboom and Mega Mania. Yeah, I can see why. Dear Day with TK, Zaxxon for life. God, I hate that game. I always sucked at Zaxxon. I was saying that to Dave, actually, and Brian. We were talking about that on the weekend. I couldn't get used to the 3D because it was on it wasn't like straight on. It was on like an angle, and I always had a hard time playing that game. I couldn't figure it out.
I don't think I ever played that one either. I had I had ET. I had Space Invader. I cannot remember what the actual game was called, but it was kind of like Pong plus extra games where there was like planes flying, and it was a battle game with planes or tanks. So there was
Combat.
Like different. Is that what it was called?
Combat. Yeah, that was the game you got with the Atari when you bought it. I think was that.
Yeah.
Game.
Okay. Yeah, and I think I had Centipede.
Oh, Centipede.
And I don't think I even had Pac-Man. I think I had Donkey Kong though.
Much better game anyway. Much better.
Yeah, I sucked at it though. I was terrible. I think I would get 3 levels in every time, throw the paddle, and go storming out of the room.
Yeah, exactly. I love Donkey Kong. I'm trying to finish Donkey Kong, but I'm only about halfway. Because Donkey Kong has it doesn't have an ending, but it glitches out, kind of like Pac-Man. You play Pac-Man up to level 268 or something like that, and it glitches out. So that's like to me. Are you
playing on an emulator?
Yes. Yeah, so I have the actual original ROM. I have all the original ROMs on my machine.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's the exact same as it would be in the arcade. Like the patterns are all the same. Everything works exactly like it would in the arcade.
So do you have a RetroPie?
No, I actually I never got into the RetroPie because I wasn't really fussy on it. Like, so when I started to build my machine, I put it all on a computer and threw a small video card in it, because it's all classic games, right? So they don't use a lot of video memory, that's for sure. But yeah, I've got 70, I think just under 7,300 games on that machine.
Yeah, I got one of those because I thought it would be fun, and then there were so many games that I never heard of, and I would like go and just play a random game, and it's like, okay, this isn't fun. But something that I didn't know about right away, a buddy of mine told me about it after I already bought the game, is that on Atari, people were making like their like modified games. So there was like a couple of sexual games on there. There was one called Beat 'em and Eat 'em, where the whole purpose of the game is there's a dude walking on the ledge of a building, beating it, and then there's a lady underneath trying to catch it and eat it.
Wow.
And I'm like, wait, what?
Wow.
I'm like, my kid plays this. What the fuck? And then there was another one called Custer's Revenge, where it was General Custer, like he didn't lose the battle at Little Bighorn. And he goes and rapes Native women. I'm like, who the fuck would come up with that? That's terrible. And so I went and looked at my RetroPie, and sure enough, they are both on there. And I can't figure out how to get them off of there. But luckily, my kid got bored with it because the games aren't nearly what, the new Xbox or the Nintendo Switch is. So he didn't waste a lot of time on it. I was just like, oh, thank God.
Right. Yeah.
Better he played it and just never told me. Because surely he's a lot more tech savvy than I am, and has probably come across that video that talks about that.
Right. Yeah, there's some questionable games. I'm sure even nowadays, I'm sure they're making some questionable games, but it's probably not. It's a little. I don't want to say it's mainstream, but it's a little more common now, I guess, than it was, back in that day. Kind of thing. What was that one? There was one game I had an Atari computer, 800 XL, and I think there was a game on there called Pussy Invaders, which was it was like Space Invaders, but your little shooting guy was a dick, and the guy you had to shoot were like little vaginas. We were shooting. It was terrible game. It wasn't even good. It wasn't even
Yeah. No, I'm sure
good.
not.
No, it wasn't at all. Not even fun to play.
But yeah,
So
you're right. There's
Go ahead,
stuff in newer games that, like, it's just part of the game that comes from the studio. Like, I remember one of the Grand Theft Autos, there was a cutscene where you go into a recording studio and you're talking to a couple of record producers, and one of them's all coked up in the corner, pulling on himself. And the guy that you're talking to turns to him and says, "Would you knock that shit off? You need to get off that blow, motherfucker." I'm just like, why is this necessary?
Yeah.
It's like, I realize that this is a game about stealing cars and beating prostitutes to death to steal their money, but why is this cutscene necessary?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's maybe when I realized that I was getting too old for video games. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's just weird shit like that.
There is a game on Steam, because I get a lot of games off Steam. I mean, I don't play them very much anymore, but I used to. Dave sent me a post. Okay, I'll look at that later, Dave. Yeah, and so the game's called House Party, and it's basically you go to a house party and you have to try and have sex with all these girls, but like you interact with them and there's like 4 choices that come up. Like this is the line you're going to say, and then she'll talk to you and you got to kind of talk back. But if you say the wrong thing, she's kind of like not interested in you anymore. So then you got to go to the next girl kind of thing. It's
I guarantee you, even if I watched the video on how to beat that game, I would still pick the wrong thing to say.
Well, it's funny because I used to have, before I started doing like beer reviews and stuff, I had a very, very small, I did a gaming channel on YouTube. It's terrible because I didn't know how to do anything back then. And I did all horror games pretty much is what I did. But that House Party is one that I did. And I downloaded the thing and I printed it off on the piece of paper. And I'm like, okay, guys, this is what we need to say. This is what we need to say. And I get this girl in a room and she takes off her top. And I'm like, I got to blur that out on the video, dude. Like, they're there. Like, you can see them, right? I'm like, I can't show that on YouTube in case some kid sees it, right? You know.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's Vanessa saying here. The world record holder for Zaxxon worked at the base hospital emergency room. Wow, that's pretty cool. I'm assuming you knew them. It was in 83 or 84. We were talking about this on the weekend. Dave from Dave's TV played Resident Evil on the PlayStation 1, and it scared the shit out of me. Yes, that was a scary game, man.
Uh-huh.
That was a scary game.
I remember being a senior in high school, and let's just say I was making some questionable choices back then. But after making those questionable choices, you're a little bit more paranoid. And then we would play that game. I remember being at my buddy's house. I'd be like, "Oh shit, it's my curfew. I got to go home." He's like, "Oh, you can't leave now." I'm like, "Dude, I got you. I've got 5 minutes to get home, and I'm 10 minutes away." He's like, "No, you can't leave me now." And we would shut off the game, and we would just sit there and like, he would throw on a Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band just to have something mellow. We would just sit there and chill out after playing that game.
Because it was scary.
It was at the time, yeah.
Like those graphics, like at the time, were like, it's cutting edge graphics we're talking about. And it's by today's standards, it's like blocks. It's like playing Minecraft, pretty much. But yeah, back in the day, that was pretty epic.
Mm-hmm.
And TK with the Paperboy is my other fave. Yeah, I think I knew that. I think we talked about that at some point in time in the past.
I think I played that one.
Yeah, that was a hard game too. That was hard. Chris saying Jaguar was a cartridge system. Okay, thank you. Rod J, Spy Hunter. I was never good at that game. I always died. I always got killed. But fun game though. Fun game. Do you remember that one, Josh? Spy Hunter?
I don't. I'm sure it's probably on my Retro Pi, but...
Oh, it is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Vanessa saying it was fun. The Jaguar CD-ROM attachment comes later. Oh, okay, so there was a CD-ROM with Jaguar. It was an add-on, though. Okay.
Weird.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot. That's why I was thinking. That's why I was asking if it was a CD-ROM, because I thought it was.
Vanessa knows everything. She's like
she's
MacGyver, but better.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's absolutely awesome.
She's the most interesting person in the world. She
is. She absolutely.
She doesn't always drink beer, but when she does, she drinks everybody under the table, I bet.
Yes, with her dragon's milk stout. That's what she'd be drinking.
Oh, wow.
She loves that. TK saying Bubble Bobble is still a favorite. Yeah, Bubble Bobble was fun, especially if you did like the 2-player and you're both playing at the same time. That was fun. There's nothing better than that. Oh God, we're showing our age here now. We had text-based multi-user dungeons in the old IBM card reader system. Do you remember those old text games? Go north, and then it will say, "Oh, you see a tree. Okay, cut tree." And then it says, "You can't do that." Okay.
Yeah, I remember
pretty cool.
at school when we first got computers, they were outdated Apple IIs actually.
Right.
But that's all we had. Like, they didn't have any like learning software. They didn't even have like typing programs. They had Oregon Trail and
Oregon Trail. Yeah, that's a classic.
what was that other one? It was a fantasy game. I cannot remember what it's called. Was it Zorg?
Zork.
Yeah.
Z-O-R-K. Yep.
Yeah. Those were. That's what they had for us to learn on outdated Apple IIs in the late '80s.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Zork. Like for a text-based game, I didn't mind it. It was pretty decent.
I would stay at school late just to play Oregon Trail, and I would always get dysentery.
Of course. Everybody gets dysentery and dies.
Yeah.
It's Rod saying here, all you needed was Leisure Suit Larry. Yes, I remember Leisure Suit Larry as well. That was, I think that might have been the first, I want to say X-rated game that I played. I mean, that was basically a text adventure too. But yeah, it was like, screw the girl or whatever, just, okay. It was fun when you're, 17 or whatever, how old I was when that came out. It was kind of a fun little thing because it's like, oh, I shouldn't be playing this, but I'm going to go play it. Rod J played Outlast on PS4 or PS5. Scariest game ever played. Literally had to stop. It was yes, I actually did that whole game on my channel that I used to have, and yeah, it was a scary game, dude.
Is that a zombie game?
It's not really. Outlast is it's a more modern game. Like it's probably maybe 10 years old now. But I think you're a detective. If I'm not, Rod can correct me on this if I'm wrong. I think you're like a detective, and you go to some old like psychic hospital or psychiatric hospital to figure something out, and it's just some scary stuff in it, and it's a couple jump scares here and there. It's a little yeah, that was a great game, Rod. Yeah, Outlast was good. Dave saying, gotta go, gents. FE Winter Chug Challenge coming out sometime this week. Thank you so much for that.
Awesome.
I'm sure Josh appreciates everybody jumping on board with the Chug Challenge. And,
I do.
Yeah, and I know everybody's going to beat my time. Not that I'm. I wasn't looking to put up a big time, but I know I'm not going to put up a big time. That's for sure.
I don't know. I haven't watched Wayne Allen's video yet. He seems to think he might be worse than you.
Yeah, we were having that discussion the other day. I haven't seen it. Did he post it up yet? I didn't notice.
I think so. I think I saw that pop up today, but I didn't have a chance to watch it.
Like I said, I was so busy running around today. Like I'm building stuff upstairs. I got the freaking screws and hammer and wood, and I'm cutting wood. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's 10 after 6. I got to go get set up. So friggin', I wasn't late for the show tonight.
Well, damn, you didn't get much sleep, huh?
No, I was off last night.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm off Thursdays and Fridays, so that's why I do my lives on Fridays, and then I don't go in. I don't go in until 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I do sleep it off.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I usually only have a couple on the show anyway, because mind you, I think I did one live where I had more than I probably should have, and I was like, hey, Josh, you know what? You get that, and I don't like to be like that because it just makes me look stupid. More stupid than I already am. I mean, after all, I say youngling. I mean, what do you want?
I know I posted a couple of reviews like that where I thought I could probably do like 6 reviews in a row. And that was before I had the simple realization that if I don't drink all the beers, then I can do multiples in a row. So by that 6th one in like an hour, it was maybe a little less coherent than I wanted to be.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I always like to try and, because like I said, and that's why I have the pen. Because first of all, I'm a moron. I got to write everything down. So if I've been drinking a whole bunch of beer, I half the time I forget to write it down even. Or when I do write it, it's just a bunch of gibberish, and I'm like, what the hell does that even say? You know, you get the drunk writing. You know, then you got to
Yeah.
go and have a couple. Then you got to go have a couple more beers, and then you can read it again. You know, one of the. Oh my god, I'm gonna get to that in just a second. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that comment in just a minute. Anyway, I'm gonna bust out for just a quick second, Josh, and grab a beer. If you want to talk about your channel here really quick, I should only be about 30 seconds or so. Maybe just tell people about your channel, your chug challenge, whatever you need to do, and I will be back in literally 30 seconds, sir.
Alrighty. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and bring up the chug challenge again. It's just about having fun. If you love winter, go ahead and post a video where you say "I love you, winter." And if you are in the southern hemisphere and you want to get in on this, uh, just greet the season however you feel best. And that's what I'm realizing this year. There's actually a lot of people up here that love the snow, the cold, frozen over lakes. That um, I think I'm going to have to re-gear this challenge in the future. For me, I'm not a huge fan of winter. If I can find some place that was eternally autumn, I would be happy as a clam. 60-degree highs, someplace where I can wear a hoodie and shorts year round comfortably, plenty of sun, that would be great for me. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of winter. Also, I'm not a huge fan of summer. That's the great thing about Iowa is you get the worst of both. It's maybe not the absolute worst winter or summer, but um, unless you really love those seasons, they're not fun here because you go from negative 10, 20 degree lows in the winter to 100 degrees and 95% humidity in the summer. So the best times are usually like late spring and then usually most of autumn, like mid-September till about mid-November. It's probably about the best time of year around here. So, um, so yeah, I guess that's kind of why I do the fuck you winter chug challenge. But I think I was just telling everybody I think I'm going to have to rebrand that just so that everybody can feel like they're involved.
Right.
Because like we talked about earlier, there's a lot of people that really do love winter, and I know people that really love hot, muggy summers.
Right.
My
That's
best
like me.
friend growing up, his dad is from the South and would say that he thrived in humid conditions. They lived in Dallas for years, Dallas, Texas.
Right.
It'd be 100 degrees, um, humidity off the charts, and he just loved it. And so on those hot, muggy days, he would be outside just having a blast all day long.
Yep.
And for me,
that's like me.
I would rather have. I'm looking for that place that's always like fall, but I haven't found that place yet, where it's always 60 degrees and there's just crispness to the air, and I can still wear shorts, but I got to put a hoodie on and it's comfortable. That's what I'm looking for.
Right.
I don't think that place exists.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like I said, I like the hot weather. As long as I'm not like if I'm not working, like if let's say I'm doing construction out and I'm getting like hot and sweaty at work. I mean, like if I'm just sitting outside, I'll sit there and just sweat to death and be like, this is the best thing ever. But if I actually have to be doing something like working or something like that, then it kind of I don't like it quite too much. Why does my thing keep clipping up here? Is it clipping on your end too, Josh?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was me or what.
No, mine just did too. I wonder why. That's weird. Bad internet connection. That's what I'm going to blame it on.
Yep.
Yeah, so Rod's saying that game we were talking about, Outlast, you're stuck in an asylum and have to outlast the people trying to kill you and escape. I did.
That does sound pretty intense.
It's good. It's a good game. There's actually a pretty decent story behind it, which is, if you're playing a game like that, you want at least some story. I finished the first one. I have not finished the second one yet. TK saying, I will knock out that challenge as soon as I'm better. I think I have strep. Oh my god.
Damn.
That sucks. I was just saying, TK, I told Josh that I think you can do a chug in under 2.5 seconds. So that's the number I'm looking for, by the way.
Yeah, I hope you get
But,
to feeling better, fella. Strep is one of the worst things. I hate getting
for
strep
sure.
throat.
Yeah, it's awful, right? Rod J saying San Diego was usually around 75 most of the time.
So a few years ago, we went to San Diego and we brought in the crappy weather with us. It was raining almost the whole time. There was one day that it got into the 70s. Every other day, it struggled to get to 50.
Oh, really?
And we're just like, what the crap? Because that's what we'd always heard. It's like 360 days of sun a year and warm temperatures. And we get down there and it was downpours and cold. And
you got the week it was crappy.
But that happens anytime we go somewhere warm. When we went to Galveston here a few weeks ago, it was cooler than what it normally is down there. Like it follows us. And every time we've been to Florida, it's just a little bit colder than what it normally runs. And there's usually one day where it's cold for us. Like even when we went to Miami, I mean, granted, we were only there one day and then we got on a cruise ship, but it was like a high of like 65 that day. It was some fluke thing. Miami never gets that cold.
Right. Well, it shouldn't be too cold down there because when I was down in Florida last weekend, I got to go have dinner with Brian's parents and his sister. And his dad specifically told me, he asked me when I was flying back. And I said, I'm flying back out Monday, sir. And he's like, he goes, you just make sure that when you get up to Canada, he goes, you close that damn door and don't let that cold air back down. So that's probably why it's warming up now, because I closed the door when I came back up here.
Yeah.
But that was...
Well, I think...
Go ahead, you're good.
Well, I was just going to say, I think for the most part, Florida is warm, but then they have those brief cold spells, but it just seems like every time we're down there, we just bring it with us. But even like north central Florida, I think generally stays pretty warm. Anything on the Gulf stays warm. Anything coastal stays warm.
Right. I said, well, Dave's like south central Florida, that area in there. Like I said, it was pretty warm. Like for me, again, this is somebody who doesn't live down in the warmth all the time. So to me, it was warm. To them, it was, kind of.
So when you say south central, like is that kind of close to Miami, or is that like in the Everglades, or what?
Let's say I don't want to say too much. Let's say about an hour and a half south of Orlando.
Oh, okay, sure. Been to Orlando. I don't want to say where. We went to Orlando once, and we brought the cold with us, and everybody was hating it. That's a local. We had one 80-degree day. Apparently, that's what it was supposed to be like in January. So, that's kind of what we do when we travel. I just kind of wonder if we go north, if it would like warm up. Like if maybe I came up and seen you here sometime, you'd get 20 degrees warmer or something.
Probably not.
So it sounds like we're having the same weather right now.
Yeah, like we're at, here, let me look. I'll even tell you exactly what I'm at right now. And I'll try and convert it into Fahrenheit. So all my American friends can understand what the hell I'm saying. Weather in F. There we go. Because it always pops up Celsius right away. Actually, I don't even have to do that because it's one. Oh, it is in Fahrenheit. Look at that. No, that can't be right. Why does it say F on the side? It's 1 degree Celsius, so 33 Fahrenheit.
Okay, that's
just
that's about where we are right now too. It might be a few degrees warmer, but I think probably just because of the time difference.
Yeah,
because it got up into the mid 50s today, and by now I'm sure it's into the mid 30s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course, it's nighttime. Well, the sun set like 4 hours ago or something. Jesus Christ! I can't wait for summer when that sun's out until 10 o'clock at night.
I kind of wish that they would just go to daylight saving time year round.
None of this going.
Let's pick one and just stick with it. Hell, let's split the difference. Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do
Just
that.
go like a half hour later than what nature says it should be, and that's how we run our day. And
And just run it. Yeah, that sounds great. I like that idea.
yeah, and there's plenty of countries that don't even observe daylight savings time. It drives me nuts. I hate
That's
it.
true.
I
Yeah,
hate it going both ways.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like for me, I don't like the one in the fall because, like I said, I work nights. So in the fall, I'm at work when the time change happens, so I have to work an extra hour.
Yeah,
But in the spring, I've only got to work a 7 hour shift because it pops ahead forward, right?
yeah,
So
and at least we get an hour. Most generally people see an hour more daylight that time, but yeah, I
right,
mean seriously, this whole changing back and forth is just ridiculous. It really is not productive. So
right,
I vote. Let's just pick one or split the difference.
yeah, yeah. I would be good with that too. It's just such a pain in the ass, you know. All right, so I'm gonna crack into another beer here, Josh. And for anybody who's watching, you are going to be surprised at what I'm doing. For anybody who's watched my channel, I hope Chris from Out the Tenth is still watching. This is one of his favorite breweries, one of mine too, actually. And this is one of the breweries we're going to be visiting at the 2024 Brew Tubers Get Together this year, from Counterpart Brewery right here in Niagara Falls. This is the Zombie Surprise Smoothie Sour with cherry, banana, vanilla, and almond.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to roll this. Son of a bitch! I just opened it up and I forgot to roll it because this is. Oh, that is an ugly color. It's like it's chocolate milk brown. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's kind of hard to. That is
Oh,
chocolate milk. That's chocolate milk brown. That is not what I want when I'm getting a beer. That does not look appetizing. Hey, quick little Shane's Craft Beer Review logo there. Um,
it
ugh,
looks like a yoo-hoo that's been sitting around too long.
yeah, like it does not look good. It looks a little on the thick side. It's a smoothie sour, so obviously you would think it would be like that. Yeah, I'm definitely getting some berry in here. I'm assuming that's a cherry then, but it doesn't smell like cherry. It just smells like some kind of like red berry. A little bit of banana, a little bit of vanilla. What else was in here? Almond. No, I'm not picking up the almond at all. All right, let's give her a try here, guys. I'm not going to like this probably. Cheers. It's not bad. And this is one of the things, and I've said this a million times on my channel. I've said it a million times on my channel. If you're going to market your beer as a sour, make it sour. Okay? This is not sour. It's slightly tart, and I think that's coming from the maybe like the cherries. You know, you get that cherry tartness if you're just having like just fresh cherries kind of thing.
For sure.
Yeah. So it's just slightly tart. Um, like I said, I'm getting a touch of that banana and the vanilla in there. I don't know if I'm necessarily picking up almond, but I have a hard time picking up almond sometimes. It's thick. It's a little, yeah, it's a little viscous. But you know what? It's not bad. I'm going to finish this and not complain about it because it's actually not too bad. The flavor, it's not bad.
Based off the combination of flavors, I was expecting maybe something different than what you described, but
Yeah,
uh,
it's not bad. But like
yeah,
I said, the color of this, I wish you guys could see the actual color because oh, maybe like that. I got that glare from the light in the background, but it's very, sorry, on this side. It's like chocolate milk. That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like
yeah,
a
yeah.
it
It
looks like a
doesn't look
chocolate
like your
milk that's
typical.
go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
I was just gonna say it doesn't look like your typical sour.
No. Like it literally looks like if I'm looking into the glass, like I said, it's kind of thick because it's a smoothie sour, but it looks like a chocolate milk that has been sitting out for a couple days and it's starting to get that, yeah, you shouldn't drink this because it's going bad. Like that's the just the way it looks at. I'm looking down into it, but not bad. If all sours tasted like that, I would probably be a sour fan. That's not bad at all.
Oh, that's good.
But they don't all taste like that. but that is okay. Let me freaking close a whole bunch of tabs here. Holy crap. You're not that interesting. You don't need to look up that much stuff. Oh, check this guy out. Woohoo! Ray from the Alkanauts is in the house. What is up, Ray? He says, that looks gross. Yeah, it's not. Like, if you put this on a bar with, like, 3 other beers, this is the last one that I'm going to. But it doesn't taste bad, Ray. It doesn't taste bad at all.
Yeah, it's definitely clinging to the sides of the glass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You guys can see that. It's, like I said, very thick, just clinging on there like crazy. Lots of little, teeny little chunks of bits, being a smoothie sour. But yeah, it's actually quite nice. I don't mind it, which is weird for me to say about a sour, but it's not sour. So, like I said, I get upset when I got to drink a sour, but then I get upset when it's not sour. You can't keep me happy when it comes to sour. You can't keep me happy because I get all upset either way. But yeah, not a bad little beer at all.
Yeah, sour is definitely an acquired taste.
For sure, absolutely it is.
Because yeah, I do like sours, but it's not a flavor that I seek out all the time. And I don't want anything too sour. But I know my local brewery, they made one. It was called Because Lucy Asked. So apparently Lucy really wanted something really sour. And they gave me a sample of it, and I couldn't finish the sample. It was so sour. I don't even know what was in there. I just set it down and said, no, thank you. So there are people out there that like that want just, I don't even know what to compare that flavor to. Maybe like a hippie sweaty armpit or something. It was god awful.
Oh, that doesn't sound good at all then. Jeepers. Where are my other things? Oh, I didn't put it in. Son of a bugger. Oh, but I got that though. I was actually thinking this week I was going to start playing a couple little games, just two really quick ones, with my audience to interact with them a little bit more. So I have a question. There's no right or wrong answer to this question. This is one that I came up with. So just from the people that are in the chat, I mean, put in whatever answer you. And there's no race for this one. The next one there'll be a race for it, but this one there is no race for this. So what do you think are the 2 items that men lose or misplace the most? And the reason I come up with this question is because I was, again, doing some work today, and it kind of, I don't know, just kind of dawned on me, like, I know what I lose all the goddamn time. So you guys let me know. Like I said, there's no right or wrong answer to this. What do you think guys would lose or misplace the most, Josh? What can you think of off the top of your head?
I misplace pins all the time. I'll be in the middle of writing something, I have to turn and do something else, and then I turn back to finish writing down stuff, and I cannot find the pin.
Oh, the pen. So, okay, yeah, that's a good one.
And probably whatever tool that I was in the middle of using. Because, yeah, anytime I'm in the middle of a work project, I lose my measuring tape, I lose my screwdriver, where in the hell did I put down that saw? So,
right, yeah.
But, my biggest thing are pins.
Pens, okay. I'm just going to go through the comments here because a couple people have said almost the exact same thing. Rod J saying keys, wallet. Beer a day with TK, keys, wallet. Ray says their mind. TK is also saying maybe their phone. My 2 things that I lose all the time, and I didn't realize, because I don't do a lot of, I shouldn't say I don't do a lot of like home renovation or anything like that. Occasionally I will, but I'm no expert at, doing stuff. But the 2 things I always lose. Number 1 is my 10 millimeter socket. I have had to buy a 10 millimeter socket, I bet you no less than 50 times in my lifetime. Because it's always disappears. It always disappears, and you got to go and buy that one little teeny socket. And the other thing, which I had to replace today, is my number 2 Red Robertson screwdriver. I can't tell you how many of those I've bought. Like I was trying to do some stuff. Like I said, today I was doing some stuff. And I'm like, where's my number 2 Robinson? And I'm going through like literally half an hour. I'm searching through everything. I can't find my number 2 Red Robinson. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to go drive down to Canadian Tire and buy a new one. And I get down there, and I could have bought a new one for, I think it was $8.99. or I could get a full set of screwdrivers for $30. So I just got the full set for $30. What the hell?
Yeah, gotta go with the bargain.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Ray says he loses his glasses while he's wearing them. And he also says, I have all the 10. Have you got all my 10mm sockets, Ray? Maybe that's where they all went. Maybe I've been loaning them to Ray and I don't remember. It's possible. It is possible. So Rod's saying he always enjoys a good sour. I'm always hit or miss with sours. I either like it. I have been getting better over the past couple of years, though. That's for sure. Imprint and 450 North do pretty well on them. Okay, I might have to check that out. I think off the 10th, their reviews, is that a local? Yeah, I think you're right. Saying bye to Dave, keys wallet, maybe phone, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so there's all the comments. They are all caught up. Woo! All right. So this one I don't have a banner for. As I was sitting here looking at it, I'm like, I don't even have a banner for this one. So we're going to play a little game here, guys. Everybody who's still watching, all couple of yous that are there. Winner will be the first person who types this into the chat, or Josh. Josh, you can just answer it because you're right there. You don't have to type it in. So let's see if anybody can figure these out, and they're not that hard. Question. There's only two questions. Question number 1: where is Josie? I want to see if anybody knows the answer to this question. Where is Josie?
I have no idea.
You don't know where Josie is? You will. When you hear the answer, you will know where Josie is. Somebody will know the answer to this. Where is Josie? Nobody's coming up with the answer for this. All right, I'll give you guys about 10 more seconds to come up with the answer for this, then I'll just give you the answer. Where is Josie? Nope, nobody got it. Okay. Unless you typed really, really slow. Everybody knows where Josie is. She's on a vacation far away. Josie's on a vacation far away. No, you don't know that song, Josh?
No. What song is that?
I think it's called "I Don't Want to Lose Your Love Tonight" by The Outfield.
Oh,
You got Blue Ice in the house. What is up, my man?
I know that song.
Yeah, I knew you did. Like what I said. Jeopardy music. Yeah, that's what I should have done, TK. You're right. I should have had what? How did you not get that, Ray? You're in the chat. How did you not get that question? Dave's TV Doppelganger was hilarious. Welcome back. Yeah, it was good, but I realized after I shot it, I actually forgot 2 small parts that I wanted to put in it. I mean, you guys probably wouldn't have noticed, but there was 2 things that I wanted to do in that. All right. So this one's a lot easier, guys. This question's a lot easier. This will be the last one I do for you guys, just a little trivia kind of thing. Are you guys ready at your keyboards or your phones or whatever? Because there's no prize, but it's just bragging rights that you got the question right. So the question is, you guys ready? What is Jenny's phone number?
Oh, I know this one. 8675309.
That is correct, sir. That is correct. And you got it before anybody even punched it in. That is awesome. Yeah, 8675309. Classic song.
I actually haven't heard that for a minute. Probably 15 years ago, like in the early 2000s, anything 80s was played a lot on the radio, and a lot of radio stations locally for me were playing all that stuff. So I heard that song almost every day. And then sometime after 2010, that started dying off a little bit.
Right, yeah. It's funny, I love that song. And just say, what's Jenny's phone number? And you'd be surprised, you walk up to some random people on the street and say, hey, what's Jenny's number? Like, I don't know. Who's Jenny? All right, move on to the next guy. Blue saying, I work in a restaurant, so I hear that song often. Wow. That's the crap they let you listen to, dude? I mean, like I said, it's not a bad song, but I don't want to hear that when I'm working. I want to hear something just kind of, get you going. Like some nice rock music or something.
Do they play music at the casino?
They do. It's usually our song selection. We always make all the people that work there. We make fun of it because there's there's a lot of Rod Stewart, like an obscene amount of Rod Stewart, and for the past 2 weeks, there's been like an obscene amount of Madonna. Like it seems like every third song they're playing is a Madonna song, who I don't like. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the fact and all the things she's accomplished in her life, but her voice just drives me crazy. I cannot stand her voice.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
Well, she's got that. It's kind of a cross between a nasally and a whiny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. But I mean, millions and millions of people all over the world love her. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. Like I
think, but I think when you look at stuff like that, most generally, it's actually really more of the middle of the road stuff that is most successful. Like she doesn't have super fans. Like if you look at a group like the Insane Clown Posse, I don't know if you're familiar with them.
I've heard of them, but I was never a fan of them, so I didn't listen to them a lot.
So they're a rap group, came out in the 90s. They're based out of Detroit. They put on clown makeup and they rap about being serial killers.
Right.
So yeah, not a lot of like widespread success, but their fan base is very devoted. Like sometimes to a dangerous level.
Yeah.
But whereas I think, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, there's that one Madonna song that I like, and oh yeah, she's pretty good. She's fun to dance to. But I mean, nobody's going to take a bullet for Madonna except for the guy that she's paying to take the bullet for her.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like Blue Ice says, he's saying Like a Virgin was okay, but other than that, she was trash. Yeah, I was never. I mean, I understand the appeal. I mean, most of her songs have a really good, dance beat to it. So if you're into dancing and going to clubs, you could like a virgin, hey, or whatever the hell else she was singing about, like Vogue. That was a big thing.
Yeah, that song is so terrible.
It is. It is. And Ray brings up a really good point here. Too much Taylor Swift lately. Absolutely. God, that woman drives me nuts. Me nuts.
I don't know. I never listen to her music. I just see her on TV and pictures of her. So I don't mind that. I don't actually have to hear her music.
Yeah.
She's easy on the eyes, maybe not on the ears.
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, she's not a bad looking girl. I mean, I'll look at her, but I don't want to listen to her sing. It's not. Yeah. It's again, that's not in my wheelhouse of music that I would normally listen to. Right.
Yeah. They don't play a lot of her on the satellite station radios that I listen to.
No.
Listen to the liquid metal and stuff like that. So I'm not hearing a lot of Taylor Swift. I do see her at the Chiefs games though.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What's Rod saying here? Madonna was huge in the 80s and 90s, breaking out from the pop scene. Yeah, she was a huge star. Like, I mean, for a long time. She's even still a big star. Like, but she does a lot of. I mean, again, I've never been to one of her concerts, but every once in a while she'll like go on like some political rant during her concert, and people get kind of pissed off about that. But I don't know. Hey, she's got 30,000 people sitting there listening to every word that she says. So that's her little chance to, hey, this is what I think about this, and whether you agree or not, you got to sit there and listen to her. So you can't go anywhere. What are you going to do? You just pay, $400 for a ticket. Where are you going to go? Nowhere.
Right.
You're going to sit there and listen to it. Which is something I never understood about hockey. I love hockey. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge hockey fan. I love hockey. I will sit and watch any team play. I don't care. It doesn't have to be the Calgary Flames. I'll sit and watch Arizona versus Montreal. I don't care. I love the game of hockey. But the one thing that always bothers me, like if you always see it, like let's say Boston's playing Dallas or whatever, and Boston's up like 5-0, and you see all these people like at the beginning of the third period and they're leaving. I'm like, dude, no, I paid, $300, $400, $500, however much your ticket was. I'm not leaving that game till it's done. I don't care if my team's losing. I'm going to sit there and watch every last ounce of that game. I'm not going to quit halfway through, especially at that price, right? Like, and it's not like I only go to 1 or 2 games a year. I'll just jump over to Buffalo. Sometimes I get to see Calgary. Sometimes I get to see who's ever playing. Because I just enjoy watching NHL hockey. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
don't have any. We don't have any NHL around here. Omaha
That's
has
true too,
a
right?
junior league. It's
Right.
like high schoolers, probably college age guys that didn't go to college playing. It's still fun to
Right.
go and watch.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Like I said, I just enjoy the game. I'm not, like I said, it doesn't have to be my team that's playing. I will go and watch. I'll go watch. Like I said, I've watched Buffalo and New Jersey. I've watched Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Like I like the game. It doesn't matter. What's Ray saying here? I do not support the Donald and get behind this motion to ban her from the NFL games. Yeah, I did. I saw that was it today or yesterday? I saw they're trying to ban her from the Super Bowl.
Well,
I didn't read the article, but I saw the headline. I didn't, like I said, I didn't read the article, but I did see that.
last I knew, the game wasn't being played in communist China, so I don't think they can do that.
Yeah, it's just
Lover or hater. I mean, that's part of being in a free country.
Right. And she's probably, I mean, realistically, she's probably turned on a lot of women to watching NFL football that normally wouldn't. But they watch it just, oh, it's Taylor Swift. Oh, I got to watch the game. So I mean, I guess it's good for the sport that way, I guess.
But, yeah. I know on our local news, they found some report. Somebody put together a study and found out that her relationship with Travis Kelce is worth $331 million.
Oh my God!
Because of
really?
increased viewership to the Chiefs games, jersey sales, football fans that are turned on to her music that weren't listening to her before. Just stuff. All that stuff is worth that much.
That's crazy,
isn't it?
That is pretty crazy. Wow.
That is a lot of money for two people that have been dating for a couple of months. Like, I don't think my wife and I have made any money being together, and we've been together.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
23 years this July. Yeah, like.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I'm waiting for those dividends to pay off. Just from you two being together and being so awesome. Here's your money. Sorry, we've been holding out on you for 23 years.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Had I known, I would have hooked. Well, I mean, I'm a short little white guy, so maybe she wasn't interested. She needs football player size, right? So, well, it's Vanessa saying here, Madonna looks scary today. Way too many surgeries on that face. Yeah, there was a little meme thing going around a couple months ago, and it was a picture of Madonna after she had that. She looks like crap. She doesn't even look like Madonna anymore. And beside her was a picture of like Roseanne Barr. And the meme basically says, if I would have told you 30 years ago that Roseanne was going to be better looking than Madonna, would you have believed me? And it's a picture of the two of them together, and you're like, wow, you know what? Roseanne looks good for her age, right? And Madonna just looks like crap. And I'm like, holy crap. Yeah, if you put those side by side, I'm like, if I had to pick one, I'm picking Roseanne. Because she's way prettier than Madonna is right now.
That's just nuts, though. And it's weird that how many celebrities have gone that way. Like, there's something about being in the spotlight that it seems like it skews people. And a lot of people, especially women in Hollywood, who were beautiful, probably would have aged great. Even wrinkles and all would have been beautiful. Had a lot of plastic surgery until they're unrecognizable or they look like a caricature of their former self. Meg Ryan is a great example.
Yep.
Beautiful woman. Yep. Last time I saw her, she looked like somebody drew her.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And she had no plastic surgery. She would probably still be a beautiful woman.
Sure, absolutely.
And now she doesn't even want to be in the spotlight because of what people are saying about her plastic surgeries. But it's being in that spotlight that encourages them to get. It's just a vicious cycle. Makes me glad I don't worry about that.
Yeah, but, it's funny because like you said, a lot of these celebrities get the plastic surgery and stuff to get rid of wrinkles or whatever. Do they not realize that guys don't care about that? We really don't. Like as we get older, especially when we get our age, like in our 40s, 50s, it's like there's nothing wrong with wrinkles. We get it. I don't need you to look. I don't need you to look like a 20-year-old girl because I dislike 20-year-old girls. I dislike 30-year-old girls because they're just stupid, right?
Look at Vanna White. I think she's a prime example. As far as I can tell, had no plastic surgery. Still gorgeous.
Right. Yeah.
Still
absolutely.
just a knockout.
Yeah, and she's got to be mid-60s probably by now, I would imagine.
Probably, yeah.
Or close. I don't know how old she is, but yeah.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't know, but I think in the 60s. But yeah, I mean, she still looks great.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently, TK's out of here. If you're still here, TK, have a fantastic evening, sir. Get better soon, please. We'll catch up pretty soon. I need to have you back on the show sometime soon, that's for sure.
I'm going to run to the restroom real quick.
Yeah, you could.
But I'll be back shortly.
That'll give me time to catch up on all the comments that I'm way far behind on. I'm not as good at this as Rod J is. I mean, I just fake it the best I can.
You're doing great, fella.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the support. So Rod J saying Madonna was also more of an entertainer than a singer, which is like Britney Spears. Yeah, but I mean, if that's what's going to sell albums and get people to come to your concerts, do it. But at least learn how to sing. I don't know. As most of you guys know, anybody who's watched my lives over the past, several months since I started doing this, I'm a huge Ann Wilson fan from Heart. The most amazing voice ever. Even in her 70s now, she's still singing. I mean, it's not as good as it used to be, but she's still an amazing singer, that's for sure. Ray is saying, I always steer clear of U.S. politics altogether. I usually do too because I don't pay attention to them. I honestly don't. I mean, I know little bits here and there, but U.S. politics does affect us a little bit up here in Canada, but it's not, I don't have to vote on anybody, so I don't care. Vanessa saying bye to TK. Ray's just laughing about Britney. Rod saying bye to TK. Feel better. Vanessa says, watching hockey games at the game, right at the wall near the side of the goal, bloody good views, literally blood everywhere. Yeah, I mean, hockey is just such an exciting sport. Like, there's always something going on, unless there's, a face-off. But there's always something going on, and that's what I like about it, because there's always action. There's always, somebody getting punched into the boards or some good play getting set up. It's such an amazing sport. Brit is definitely no Kelly, Christina, or Ariana. Yeah, and have you guys? I'm sure you guys have. This is old freaking news. Have you guys seen Kelly Clarkson lately? I mean, I always thought she was a very pretty girl anyway, even when she was big. But holy crap, does she look fantastic right now? Good job for her. I've never had to deal with like trying to lose weight. I've never had to deal with that. I know a lot of my friends have, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Vanessa saying, my dinner tonight is the MRE BBQ beef patty. I could go for that. I talked to you a week or two ago about that. I like MREs. They're fantastic. Taylor Swift is a marketing goldmine. Absolutely right. You're 100% right. She definitely is. And like I said, the NFL should probably take advantage of that. Like Vanessa's saying here, ban her. The section she sits in is untouchable for those wanting to ban. Yeah, I know. I don't, like I said, I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline. I don't read anything that has to do with Taylor Swift because I don't care. I don't care. If it was an article about Ann Wilson, I'd read it from top to bottom 4 freaking times. Rod saying, why ban her though? She has sparked many relationships between girls and their dads from stories being told. Yeah, great point, Rod. Like I said, I mean, even though I don't like her personally, I kind of understand where, like I was saying earlier, she's brought women into watching NFL, and it's more of a game. Like most sports are very male dominated in the players and of course in the fans as well. So if you can get a couple, get those females coming in and just expand your audience as a business, that makes great sense to me. Like I don't know why they don't have her at all the games just to get the female component to getting in it, right? Makes total sense. But I don't watch the NFL anyway. You don't watch the NFL? Is that because CFL is better? We talked about that last night on Alan's Live, but that's okay. We'll skip over that before I start getting hate mail from all my American friends. I love you guys, by the way. Ray saying, you and me both, Josh. My wife and I cannot figure out how to cash in. So there, Ray's got the same problem you got, Josh. Yep.
It sucks being this awesome and not making money off of it.
right?
It's terrible.
And it's funny because I'm surprised Ray hasn't casted on that because I've met his wife a couple of times and she is a great singer. She is really good.
Yeah.
So you need to get her on the pro circuit there, Ray, and you can just sit back and be a stay-at-home dad, and send your wife out on tour with. She could be Taylor Swift's opening act. There you go. We'll get her out.
But that's got to be some good money.
Yeah, even just opening act. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Rod saying, truth over Vanessa, it caused some type of bonding effect. Yeah, it absolutely did. Because like you said, Rod, the fathers and daughters are sitting down and watching the game together, where it used to just be the dad, but now the girls are, like I said, are starting to come into a little bit because of Taylor. And yeah, that's probably a great bonding experience. I mean, I didn't really think about that, like with the daughters and the dads actually watching the same thing. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I didn't really put that together. Ray saying, "Preach, Rod." That's right. That's right. Vanessa is just commenting on that as well. Kids bonding over national sports figures. Creepy. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if it's bonding over the sports figures or the game. I mean, sure. At first, I'm sure the girls like I said, the girls will sit down with their dads, like, "Oh, I need to see Taylor Swift." But as they're watching that game, maybe they're like, "Oh, you know what? This game's kind of interesting," and then maybe they become fans. Taylor Swift becomes a secondary thing, and they actually get to enjoy the sport. Because a lot of girls aren't interested in sports for the most part. Like they don't want to watch football. They don't want to watch hockey. They don't want to watch unless they have obviously played that when they were younger. Like a lot of the girls who play soccer, they watch when the women are at the World Cup and watching Christine. What the hell is her name? Ray, who's the Canadian?
So Rapinoe?
Sinclair. No. Christine Sinclair. Sorry. Greatest female soccer player of all time. I hate soccer, but I give her kudos. She's an amazing player. That's for sure. Buying surgeries does nothing for your health. No, it doesn't. It just makes you look like a freaking clown. It really does. Ray saying, adios at beer day with TK. I'm sure he's gone. Like I said, I'm so far behind on these. Rod saying, people just hate to hate, though nowadays in many cases. Live your life and leave others alone, and you should be a creed we all go by. Yeah, absolutely. Just let them do their thing.
Yeah. Luckily, Taylor's.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead,
Josh. No, you're good.
I was just going to say, luckily, Taylor Swift has a song all about that.
That's true. See, now, and that's one reason I would never date Taylor. Like, if Taylor Swift showed up at my door, again, this is never going to happen. If she showed up at my door and said, "Hey, I've been watching your YouTube channel. I think you're pretty sexy." Again, she would never say that. But she's like, "Yeah, we should start dating because me and Travis are done. I want to start dating you." And I'd be like, "I'm good." Like, you just move. Again, pretty girl, but like, move along.
See, that's funny because I'd answer the door and I go, and she would just walk away at some point because I would just be standing there drooling, mumbling stuff. Yeah. Luckily, my wife would be there to beat the shit out of me with a rolling pin. So there's that.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny. Like I'm trying to think of how long I've been married now. It's over 20 years. I'm not going to tell you the number because.
Congratulations.
No, thank you, sir. I think my wife would let me go with her.
Yeah.
If she showed up at the door, I think my wife would be like, "Yeah, can you take him away for like a whole week so I can have some fucking peace and quiet?" I think she'd let me go with her. Not because she's into the whole open relationship thing. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. It's just to get me out of her hair for a couple days, My man Blue says Meg Ryan looks like the Crypt Keeper now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Which is a shame, because back in Joe versus the Volcano, Sleepless in Seattle, just beautiful woman, and it's a shame that that's how she ended up. A lot of them do. I mean, sometimes sometimes the plastic surgery, you look good, but not all doctors are equal. Not all surgeries turn out the same, and sometimes you just go too far.
Yeah, it all started. Like I remember back in maybe it was the 80s when the breast augmentation started to get popular and more women were doing the breast. I think it was in the 80s, like maybe late 80s, early 90s. that was okay. For the most part, probably unnecessary. Like for an average person, I mean, if you're a stripper or a porn star or a model, maybe an actress at the way outside, but just an average girl who's like, oh, I need to, get my boobs bigger. Well, why do you need to get your boobs bigger? Like, guys
Well, and
usually don't care. We really don't.
yeah, and there's nobody there to tell them if a guy does care, then he's not worth caring about.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
I'm here to tell you the first pair that I got to see live in person, girl I was dating, was not big. I'm
Right.
still eternally grateful that she was willing to share that with me. It
Yeah,
was a
for sure.
beautiful moment. I will never forget it.
Of course. For
But
sure.
but yeah, you see some of these implants and it looks painful. Like it's not enjoyable to look at. Like how can you live like that? It surely that hurts. You
Oh,
know?
I'm sure. I'm sure. I think the recovery for that's a little bit painful too. Because I mean, depending on, like, I do have one friend I used to work with, and this is God, maybe 15 years ago. No, maybe not even that long. 10 to 15 years ago, somewhere in that window. I can't remember. And she got hers done, but she was a very flat chested girl. Like she just had like mosquito bites kind of thing.
Yeah.
And gorgeous girl. She was really gorgeous, but she like nothing. And she just like, I'm sick of being flat chested, so I want to get the surgery done. And she didn't get them big. Like it was just, like almost a handful. Like she went from like a 0 cup to like a B cup or something. I don't
Yeah.
know my cups. And yeah, she said the healing process was really painful because she did have no boobs. So when they did the surgery, they had to cut into her muscle and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Oh.
she had nothing. Like there
Oh
was nothing.
geez.
There was no like natural fat for them to cut into, so they cut into her uh, muscle a little bit. I don't know exactly how it works. I'm no doctor. But yeah, she said
Oh
it was pretty
that's
painful for several weeks. Like her recovery was pretty bad.
oh that's just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, she likes them now. Like I said, they're not. You could. I mean, if you were to see her on the street, you would not say, "Oh, that girl's had a boob job." Like she didn't go extreme. She just wanted something because she's had
Yeah.
nothing her whole life. She just wanted something. So that
Yeah,
kind
and
of that just helped her. That just helped her self
I'm
confidence a little bit, I guess.
yeah.
But for the most part, I don't think women need to get them done.
No. And
Really.
I'm not gonna knock anybody for doing it, but yeah, for me personally, it's like I don't think it's necessary. I don't know that I've ever met a woman or been with a woman that I thought needed them, but I do believe in people should get to do what they want. But
Sure,
at the same time, don't feel like you have to do shit for other people.
that's right. That's right. If it's for the right reasons, I get it. Like if it's for you, if that's going to make you feel better, like I said, my one friend, no boobs. Now she's got a little bit of boobs. Now she feels like a girl, right? Whereas before she kind of felt like I mean, you could definitely tell she was a girl even when she had no boobs. She was very, very attractive girl. But you know, like I said, if it's going to make you happy and you're doing it for you, not your boyfriend or your husband or whoever, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Again, just my opinion here, people, on Shane's Friday Night Live drinks with Shane. Um, I should have a little disclaimer along the bottom sometimes when we get into topics that are a little sensitive, maybe like this. So what's Rod saying here? Kelly Clarkson says it was the keto gummies, but not sure about that. I don't know. It's I mean, when you're losing weight, I mean, for me, I've always been a little. I mean, I'm not as skinny now, but my whole life I was like the skinny short kid in school, and I always tried to try and gain weight and be a little bit bigger, and it was a lot of hard work, and I didn't, you know, I obviously didn't go through with doing it. But it's the same thing for people who are overweight and they're trying to lose weight. It's a lot of work. It's a
It
lot of
is.
work.
I've been there, done that. Because growing up, I was a big kid, and then like in high school, I kind of thinned out after playing sports and hitting puberty and all that, and then having a kid, putting on weight again, and I don't know, it's probably
Right.
been 12, 13 years ago. I did the slim fast thing, lost a bunch of
Okay.
weight, and got skinny, but it was a painful process because you're starving yourself of calories, but you're getting a lot of vitamins and minerals from the slim fast.
Right.
So you have to get used to being hungry all the time. On that
Right.
diet, you will never eat enough to feel full.
And that's where a
It,
lot of people, I
it's
think, fail.
Oh yeah, and that's why I'm the size I am now, because once you stop doing that, you start putting the weight back on, and then I'm heavier now than when I first started that by
Right.
far.
Yeah. And I'm sure that happen. I'm sure that happens to a lot of people. Like same thing. You know, you're just like you said. You go on these diets, and you're constantly hungry, and you have like I just want to give me a banana or some a chocolate bar or something just to try and fill up that that emptiness that you feel. And I think that's why they diets are just so hard to stay on. You got to have a lot of
Yeah,
willpower. You got to have a lot of willpower for a diet and really, really, really want it. I think. And like I said, I sympathize with people that are trying to do it and they can't. They absolutely can't.
yeah, yeah. I know there's a lot of people, mostly bigger celebrities, I guess, that I've seen that have talked about going vegetarian. I guess that's just not something I'm willing to do. But just because
Sure.
I don't want to give up steak, but a lot of the things that are putting the weight on are not steak.
Right.
It's pasta, it's bread,
Right. All the gluten.
it's stuff. Yeah, it's all that stuff, all the sugary stuff. The beer probably, yeah, it probably doesn't help.
No.
But I'll
No.
tell
Not
you,
at all.
I went through a phase where I was drinking the ultra light stuff, like stuff lighter than Mick Ultra. You can't get drunk off of that. It's like drinking non-alcoholic beer. I drank a 18 pack of I think it was Budweiser 55. 55 calories, I think 2 point something alcohol. Drink an
Right.
18 pack and never got a buzz. And I think I had a salad that night for supper. I thought, what am I doing? 18 of these, even at 55 calories, that ends up being a lot of calories.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Like I
So
said, I never buy non. I mean, I bought a couple non-alcoholic beers just for the channel, but I don't like them.
I haven't been able to go that way yet.
Yeah. So here's a question probably Rod could answer because I'm not familiar with the stuff. Vanessa wants to know, what is a gummy bear made of and how is that remotely keto? I have no idea. So Rod, if you know, can you let us know? If you don't know, that's fine too. Who knows? Rod's also saying, I do watch the CFL though. Yeah, why the heck not, right?
Yeah.
It's football. It's a little bit different rules, but once you get that done. Rendered pork fat to get the gelatin and copious amounts of sugar. Yeah, that's probably exactly what it is for sure.
Yeah. I suppose if it's keto, it's probably a non-sugar sweetener, but those aren't great for you either.
Right. Yeah.
They,
Exactly.
they just don't put the fat on.
Yeah, for sure. Blue Ice here. In all honesty, I couldn't tell you one single song or album from Taylor Swift. And you know what? If you did know some songs from Taylor Swift, I would be very disappointed in you, sir. I really would.
Oh, shame. Then you're going to be disappointed in me. I know a few of her songs.
Oh, whatever. I said I know like one or two because you can't help it. It's on the radio or
Yeah.
you go
Well,
into a grocery store or something, right?
Yeah, Shake It Off was such a big song. I mean, you could not escape that song.
Yeah.
But in my line of work, I work in healthcare. I work with disabled people. So I work in their homes, and a lot of times, especially when Taylor Swift was first big in country, a lot of people were watching CMT, country music television.
Right.
And so she was on there all the time. And so I actually know a lot of country music, and I'm not a fan. I like some country music, but overall it's not my genre. But I do know some. I know her songs from that, and yeah, it actually kind of bums me out just because I don't want to know the stuff. But you walk into somebody's room and they're watching country music videos, and you're in there for a few songs. And you hear that day in and day out. You get to know this stuff.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. You know, my wife is a big country music fan. I'm not. I dislike country. I don't like it at all. But every once in a while, I will blow her away. Like I said, we'll be in the grocery store or some place where they're piping music, and there's a little bit of a backstory that's not interesting to this, but if a Dolly Parton song comes on, I will be shopping for groceries and singing it word for word, And she's like, "How do you even know that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I know." My aunt that I used to live with when I was in my late teens, like 18, 19, 20, she was a big Dolly Parton fan, and she played it all the time. So you just,
Oh, for
you get
sure.
to learn the words. So, whatever, some song will come on, and I'll start singing it. And she's like, "How do you even know this song?" And it'll be like an obscure Dolly Parton song. And I'm like, "I don't even know how I know the words to this."
I don't know a lot of Dolly Parton, but she can write a song.
Oh, sure. She's a great
Yeah,
songwriter.
she's not a pretty face that they wrote songs for. She writes her own stuff. She's great.
Yeah.
But then she has the popular stuff. I Will Always Love You, 9 to 5, Jolene. That's a pretty well known song.
Yep.
But yeah, she writes some good stuff.
And it's funny that you said "I Will Always Love You" because a lot of people don't realize that was her song, not Whitney Houston's.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when that came out because my mom listens to country. And so when Whitney Houston came out with it, it's like, why is everybody going so crazy? This is an old song.
Yeah,
but
it's old. Yeah, and they're like, well, it got remade, and Whitney did. I mean, was a fantastic singer, like amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she got some pipes on her.
Oh sure, she did. Absolutely, she did. She just kind of ended up going down the wrong path, unfortunately, and you get no more music from her.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising that Bobby Brown is the one still alive out of that relationship.
Yeah, sadly, because I mean, if out of the two, I'd rather keep Whitney because he's again phenomenal singer.
Well, I mean, his drug use just started showing earlier. I guess is what surprised me. Like even before it was ever talked about that he was on drugs, like it just seemed pretty obvious. You'd see him in interviews; he'd be twitchy. She presented herself better for longer.
Yes, she did.
But I do remember seeing a story on the news. I think she was in Hawaii, and the drug dogs found her bag, and it was full of stuff. And she just said, "I don't have time for this," and walked away from the police and just went and got on the plane. And I don't think she ever got charged because she was Whitney Houston, and she just pulled the diva card and said, "Fuck you, I'm not doing this." And they're like, well, "What do we do?"
Yeah, nothing.
Yep.
Can't do anything, right?
And she had all sorts of stuff in her bag. That's when I first found out. And I was blown away.
Yeah, for sure.
She just always presented herself. She was always so beautiful, always so, what's the word I'm looking for? Just always seemed with it.
Right.
Always presented well. And so, then when you find out that she's got a bag full of crack cocaine and marijuana and pills, you're just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that took when everybody first found out about that, I think that took everybody by surprise. That's for sure.
Yeah. And then you see a guy like Weird Al Yankovic who is super weird and doesn't do drugs. I still don't believe that.
He doesn't have to. He's just he's a naturally quirky guy. I mean, when your parents make you take accordion lessons when you're a kid, I mean, they pretty much screw your whole mind up there right away.
True.
Right. All right, let me catch up on these comments here really quickly, Josh. I got a bunch of them sitting here. Sorry. Vanessa said, too many surgeries. I've never volunteered for any of them. Yeah, I know. We've talked about your surgeries before, Vanessa. Yeah, you've gone through a lot. But she keeps on ticking. She keeps on ticking. She is a warrior. She also says, sensitive topics. Bring your cupcakes and tissues. Yeah. Like I said, I try not to go into too much politics or sensitive stuff. I do sometimes, obviously, but I try and stay away from it just because I'm a friendly Canadian. I don't want to upset anybody. So we're talking about the weight thing earlier. Blue Ice went from 400 pounds to 225. Yes, being a fat kid ain't fun.
Wow.
But hey, man, like I said, I know you put in the work, man. Yeah. Hats out to him.
It's a hell of a job there, Phil. I knew that you were working on that, but I guess I didn't know the numbers. That's impressive.
Yeah, and I think I knew that before. Like we talked about that quite a while ago, probably a couple of years ago. And I'm like, wow, like, if you go from that, you lose a person. Like he lost, what is that, 175 pounds? That's like my weight. Actually, I'm not even 175 pounds. He basically took me and discarded it from himself. And hey, here I was born. Here's Shane's Craft Beers. I kind of like, like Adam and Eve, how they took Adam's rib. Well, they just took all the fat off Blue and created me. That's how that came to be. Ray saying beer. And of course, we get the old pukey face from Blue Ice with the Mick Ultra.
Yeah, it's not good stuff.
Oh, for sure. And we got my buddy Jeremy in the house. What is up, Jeremy? Sorry, I don't know how long that comment's been there. Sorry, I've got a bunch of them backed up. Nice to see you, my brother. He's saying eat protein, nothing else. Does that work? I'm not sure.
Some people do.
Yeah. And Blue saying don't eat too much protein. I know a few guys that tried that route didn't end up good for the kidneys and the kidney. Oh, yeah, the kidney. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought again, I've never had to go through that, so I don't know these things, right?
There was actually at the University of Iowa, some of the football players got on a really strict program, and that's what happened to them. They were doing all protein and insane weightlifting, and they got ketoacidosis, where their kidneys shut down.
Right.
Yeah, not good stuff.
A recipe saying that recipe was for gummy bear. Yeah, the one you had earlier. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Did I say that? I think
good stuff.
Maybe I didn't.
Rendered pork fat and sugar. That's stuff that dreams are made of.
Yeah, exactly. What's Blue saying here? Oddly enough, after countless years... Oh, we lost Josh for a second. Oh, there he is. He's back. Oddly enough, after countless years of being surrounded by hardcore gangster rap, I'm starting to drift into country music. Oh, dear God. At least they don't make songs about their dead cop or their dead ops. Is that supposed to say cops or dead ops? It says dead ops. Is it supposed to say cops? I don't know. Yeah, I can't get into country. I cannot get into it. I understand there's some really talented country artists out there. I appreciate their talent, but it's just not my music.
I like a few of them. There's a few that I really like. Garth Brooks can write a song.
Yeah, I never got into. Like I said, I can't get it. Again, Garth Brooks, great entertainer, great musician, but I can't get into it.
An interesting country act. Is probably not super well known, but just from streaming options, I stumbled across them. Hank Williams III.
Okay.
So Hank Williams Jr.'s son. So he writes like super twangy bluegrass sort of country, but he talks about like realistic stuff. He talks about partying and doing drugs and making moonshine and stuff that's probably really happening in like the Appalachians.
Right.
Not just stuff that goes onto a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
And he was actually in a heavy metal band for a while. He played guitar for a band called Down, which was a side project of Phil Anselmo after he and Panteros parted ways. Which I didn't even realize at first. Like I saw him live years ago and didn't realize that was who he was at the time because I didn't know him as a country act. But he was out there just shredding it, playing metal, and then he writes these great country songs. But it's a different type of country.
Right. Well, like Ray's saying here, the new country is so well produced. And see, I don't like new country either, but it's more like they took country and added some rock to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like old Willie Nelson rock or country. Sorry, it's not like Willie Nelson country or Kenny Rogers, who is one of the very few people I will actually sit and listen to a couple of his songs. One of the very few country artists I will listen to. And we got beer for breakfast, facts for snacks still in the house. He said, "Hey guys, I've been in and out, but the TV has been still on. Love you guys. Have you been in and out because you've been kind of doing other things, or you've been in and out because you've had too many Laker ice today?" Sorry, I had to ask. I had to ask. Jeremy saying, "Why'd you come in here looking like that?" God damn it! Where was that from? What were we talking about earlier that came from? God damn it! I forgot. Throw it down in the comment again, Jeremy. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
It's got to be a song lyric, right?
Yeah, probably. Oh, okay. There's the dead ops is the new term for the young rappers. Okay, I did not know that. Now that makes sense now. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Rap's another one of those where I don't listen to a lot of it, but there's some good stuff out there. I like stuff from the 90s, like when I was a kid and in high school. Like the gangster stuff I like, but like definitely stuff in the last 10 years, probably 15 years, not necessarily a fan of. just not the same.
Right. Du Bois saying, I bet Hank Williams III never made a song about his dead op. Yeah, probably not. He probably did.
No, probably not.
It's Ray saying here, Shane, you got to check out Marty Robbins. Why do I know that name? He must be a country singer. I'm sure my wife listens to it. The
Trying to
name
think.
sounds familiar.
Marty Robbins. Is he the one that sang White Sport Coat and Pink Corsage? He's like, I want to say probably big in the 70s.
I do know that.
Oh, go ahead.
I do know that white sports coat song. Oh, white. But that's like old.
That is old.
Right?
That might even be 60s.
Yeah.
It's before my time. I know that. I was born in 79, so it's well before that.
There we go. Ray saying at Jeremy, Dolly lyrics. Hang on, I gotta go back up and see what they were now. Why'd you come in here looking like that? Yeah, is that a Dolly song? I actually don't know that one if it is. But I do know I know more Dolly songs than I friggin' care to admit. Old country. Nothing wrong with some old country. Speaking of old country, yeah, I know. I usually do this at 8 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do it at 9:30 today. I'm not even going to do. Actually, I'm going to do some country. Just a quick one. Everybody hates this portion of my show, Josh. By the way, because Shane can't play guitar very well, and he doesn't sing worth a shit. But I do like to do this just to.
Well, I can't wait. I'm always up for pissing people off.
Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't piss people off because I just do it really quick. I know Drew loves it when I sing. Chase loves it when I sing, and I just do these little quick songs. I got to remember how to play this now. So I'm going to do a little bit of a country song. So just because we're talking about country here, and don't ask me why I know this song. Actually, I know this song because my little 6-month-old nephew, I played this for him just to entertain him. And I played this for him one day, and he went ballistic when I played this one. Like he thought it was the best song ever. So you guys will all know this song. It was very popular back in the day. Just the good old boys.
Yeah.
Never meaning no harm. Beats all they've ever saw. Been in trouble with the law since the day they were born. That's all I'm going to play of it. But yeah, I play that for my little 6-month-old nephew, and he goes just crazy.
It's probably a good thing.
He goes nuts.
It's probably a good thing you stopped. I was getting ready to come in on harmonies, and it would not have gone well.
Like I said, I just play a little clip of a song or something. Just to, like I said.
Hey, I'm just noticing we're in our last half hour, fella.
We are so, sir.
This is going really fast. Well, I was wanting to do my science experiment. I don't know if you saw
I forgot about
the
that.
video I posted last night. And so I had a 18% ABV stout in a 32-ounce crowler. Right. And so I did the review. I had my wife taste it afterwards. She's like, "That's really good, but nobody needs to be drinking this much beer." So I only drank half of it, and I put the other half in this swing top bottle. So I want to see if it held up, if it still has some carbonation. I mean, it's still going to have alcohol in it, and I could still drink it. Right. I just want to see if I could still pour it. Ooh. Oh, yeah, I got some air out of that.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you like the whole bloody screen here, so you can do this.
All right.
And then I'm going to grab a quick beer, but I will be listening in the background here.
All right. I just want to hold the bottle up real quick so that, as you can see, that's a skull. My son actually got this while he was in Germany. He thought I would appreciate it, and I do. At some point, whenever I get around to making another Mr. Beer kit, I'll use this for sure. But so yeah, I had half of a crowler left over from this high ABV beer, and I didn't want to throw it away because I spent $20 on it. I'm that cheap of a bastard that I will hold on to a beer in hopes that it's drinkable later. And luckily, this swing top allowed for it to pressurize. And actually, when I had it poured, the foam was down here by the teeth of the skull, and it started like coming up underneath the funnel that I was using. So there's plenty of carbonation in there. So let's see if it held up. It's been several days. Oh my God, there's no head pour it on that at all.
No, none at all. None at all.
None whatsoever. Will that answers that question? It will not hold carbonation. I'm sure all of the carbonation probably was released and was sitting above the actual beer. So
More than likely,
now we
yeah.
know the answer to that.
Well, there you go.
Whew.
Like I said, but you'll never
Still
know.
boozy smelling.
You'll never know unless you try it out, though, right?
Yeah. Well, and luckily it's strong enough. I'm sure it's still fine. It's still drinkable. It's just going to be flat.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Oh, what's Ray saying here? Marty had a career from the 40s to the 80s. He was also a NASCAR driver. I can't even talk. NASCAR driver. That's pretty cool.
Huh.
And Ray saying, Daisy. Yeah, everybody loved Daisy back in the day. The old Daisy Duke shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And her little she always had that Jeep. That was her car, right?
I remember watching it. So I'm probably a few years younger than you. So I was pretty young when Dukes of Hazzard was on. I remember liking the show because the guys jumped in through the windows instead of just opening the doors, and they were always
right
jumping stuff. There was always stunts. And honestly, when I was watching the show, I did not appreciate Daisy Duke. It wasn't until years when I was probably in middle school, there was a rap song about Daisy Dukes, about the shorts.
Right.
And then seeing pictures of her, it's like, oh my God, how did I not see that when I was a kid?
Well,
Jesus.
when you're,
before puberty, like none of that matters. Like you just see a girl.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
After puberty, there's this subtle drone in the back of your head that just always sounds like, whenever you see a beautiful woman, or at least that's how it was for me. Like everything changes then.
Oh, absolutely. Because your hormones get all out of whack and you're like crazy for a couple of years as a teenager, right?
Yeah. But what I remember of the show is the Duke Boys and Uncle Jesse.
Yeah, good old Uncle Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
And Cooter. You can't forget about Cooter. No Cooter.
Who was it Boss Hogg? Was he the bad guy in the show?
Yeah, he was like the mayor, I think, right? Boss Hogg.
Yeah.
And Enos and Sheriff Roscoe. There we go. God.
It's a great show. I mean, it's a stupid show, but great. I loved it.
Yeah, exactly. Ray's saying here, what other show had a Jeep? Jeep was white with a golden eagle on the top or on the hood. Yes, I do remember that. Not other was Daisy's Jeep. Yeah, that was Daisy's Jeep, right? But it wasn't it called something like the Dixie or something? Something Dixie, wasn't it?
I thought that was a Challenger the brother drove. Maybe not. I like I said, I was pretty young. I was young enough they were giving away Dukes of Hazzard toys and Happy Meals. And I remember getting this big, like really cheap plastic truck that was Uncle Jesse's truck, and then you had to put the stickers on that made it look like he was sitting inside the truck. So
right. Yeah,
those are the sort of things I remember from the show.
Oh, it did just say Dick. Yeah, I'm just looking at a picture of it here now, Ray. I knew it was Dixie, but I thought there was something else Dixie. I thought it was something Dixie. But yeah, it just says Dixie on the side as I'm looking at the picture. Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking Jeep. Here we go. Here's some good trivia. What was Roscoe's dog's name? Give me a minute. I will think of it.
I have no idea.
I'm sitting here watching him with the dog, like in my head, and I'm like, what the hell was the name of that dog? I don't know. Throw it up, Ray. Throw it up. I'm out. Oh, Flash. Yeah, that's right. Because he was like a big like basset hound or something, wasn't he? And didn't do anything.
Oh
that's
shit! Yeah.
Flash. Yeah. That's right too.
So, do you guys get a lot of American shows up there?
Oh yeah, we get pretty much like most of the stuff that you guys watch down there. So we get most everything. Yeah, it's Basset Hound. That's what I thought. Yeah.
I just wasn't sure. I was actually thinking about that before the show, like how much goes over the border, because we don't get a lot from Canada down here. I watch Letterkenny because I can stream it on Hulu.
Right.
used to watch the Red Green Show back in high school because I was a big
Oh,
nerd.
okay.
And there was that and Red Dwarf on PBS. And
Oh,
instead of
wow.
going out to parties on Saturday nights, I would go drive around Sparkable and then go back and watch the nerd shows like that.
Right.
And for a while, when I was getting mandated to a lot of night watch, there was a show. I want to say it was called like Corner Gas or something.
Yeah, Corner Gas.
Corner,
That's Canadian. Yep. Yeah, Corner
yeah.
Gas.
And so I would watch that. And then there's stuff that I don't think people actually realize are Canadian shows, or at least produced in Canada, like Schitt's
Right.
Creek.
Yeah. Exactly. And of course, one of my favorite movies when I was a teenager, because it was semi-dirty. It was an animated movie that came out called Heavy Metal. I don't know if you're familiar with
Oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah.
That's Canadian. That's a
I
Canadian
did not
movie.
know that.
That Heavy Metal was a Canadian movie. Yep, absolutely. Great movie. Like I said, when you're
Yeah.
16, 17 and you're watching cartoon boobs, you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best you could get it, you know, at our
Yeah.
age back then.
I remember watching it. I was probably like 10. It just like it probably is the reason why I am the way I am today.
Right.
It warped my mind a little bit, but I loved it. I just thought it was
the
the greatest thing. And then I went back to school and was trying to tell other kids about it. They're like, wait, you were up at 1 o'clock? Like, yeah, it was Saturday night. What were you doing? I was sleeping.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm telling you, it was on cable TV. I saw a cartoon boob, nipples and all. This guy touches glowing orb and turned into this big muscular guy. It was the best movie ever.
Yep. Yeah, it was like there was a lot of, like, for anybody who doesn't or is not familiar with Heavy Metal the movie, it was an animated movie. It was a lot of like little short stories, but they all tied in together with each other. They all had a central theme. Check it out if you can. Like I said, it was back in the
Great
80s.
soundtrack. Great soundtrack.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got Sammy Hagar on there doing the title track, and just some great music in there. Yeah, really good. But yeah, great movie, and I loved that movie so much when I was in my teenage years, and even, you know, getting into my 20s. My oldest boy, Chris, if he would have been a girl, I was going to name him Tarna, which is the girl at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
Because I loved it. It's spelled Taarna. It's a double A, and I was like, yeah. So if my boy was a girl, his name would have been Tarna. I don't know why I like that name.
I want to say, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. You're good.
I was just going to say, didn't John Candy voice one of the characters in that? I swear he did. I want to say he was the guy that found the orb and went from being a nerdy kid into the big muscular guy.
No, because I think that segment was called Den. Maybe that was him.
I feel like I'm sure he voiced at least one of the characters. Maybe I have the segment wrong, but
no, I think you're right. Now that I'm trying to replay the movie in my head. I mean, it's been many years since I've seen it.
I love John Candy.
See if I can pop it up here really quick. Heavy Metal for cast and crew. Sorry, I'm off to the side here, guys. I apologize. Harry Cannon. He was Den, right? That was the Den storyline. Second quality, Den. No, maybe it wasn't.
Oh.
Hang on. No, for he was married to Jill. Did he voice it though? Doesn't say.
Maybe not. Maybe it's just somebody that I thought sounded
it definitely
like
sounds like him. That's for. Oh yes, he did. Yes, he did. He's on here. John Candy. Yes,
yeah.
He was the voice of Den.
Okay, because by the time I watched it,
yeah,
he'd already had The Great Outdoors and maybe even Uncle Buck out. He was in National Lampoon's Vacation, SCTV. I watched all of that, and so I was a huge John Candy fan. So I recognized his voice, and I remember being really excited when I heard John Candy's voice.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking he might have been a different character, but as I was sitting there playing it through my head, I'm like, yeah, I think that was John Candy. I'm just going through the list here. of people really quickly. I don't recognize anybody else's name. Oh, Eugene Levy. Another
I love
Canadian
Eugene Levy.
comedian. He was he was the male reporter in the So Beautiful, So Dangerous segment.
I need
Oh,
to
and
go back and watch that movie.
he was also Captain. Oh no, is that right? It says. Oh, he was the male reporter in the Stern segment with Captain Stern.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I probably haven't watched it since I was 10.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time myself. Like I said, it's probably been a good 10 years since I watched it last.
I love Eugene Levy though. Have you ever seen the movie Almost Heroes?
I have not.
It's about a group of explorers that are paralleling Lewis and Clark in the Americas. And the lead characters are Matthew Perry and Chris Farley.
Oh, okay.
So Chris Farley is the, I guess, the frontiersman, and Matthew Perry is like the pompous explorer guy. But Eugene Levy plays this Frenchman in it. He's just great. And he talks with this really thick accent, and he has a native bride. And he's always told everybody, if you look at my woman, you will die. He's just spectacular.
Nice.
But yeah.
I love it. Ray saying, I forgot I had a budgie smuggler in the fridge from Beaches Brewing. I don't know if I've had anything from Beaches, right? An Australian sparkling ale. Okay. I don't know if I've ever had a sparkling ale before. Is that anything like sparkling water? I mean, sparkling water is just carbonated water, so I don't know what a sparkling ale. Just heavily carbonated, Ray? I don't know. I'm not familiar with a sparkling ale.
The only thing I've had Australian is Foster's, which I'm taking.
And nobody in Australia drinks that. Nobody in Australia drinks Foster's.
Yeah, I remember my dad would occasionally drink it, and would then, after he had a few, talk in an Australian accent the rest of the night, and it was obnoxious. But yeah, so growing up, I just assumed that was kind of like the Budweiser down there, but people don't even like it down there.
Right. Yeah, Ray say it says it's highly carbonated, so that's probably why it's called the sparkling ale. All right, we still got a little over 10 minutes left, guys. But I just want to throw up Josh's link one more time. If you're not subscribed to Josh, go check him out. Get involved in that chug challenge that we talked about earlier. It's a lot of fun. Even if you can't chug, if you go back and look at mine I posted up yesterday, my chug challenge, and then you will feel better about how you chug. Let me tell you, because I'm terrible. Absolutely
and if you don't hate winter, then say thank you, winter, and chug a beer.
There you go.
Let's just get to chugging some beers.
Yeah, it's just an excuse to chug a beer or attempt to.
Yeah,
you know, like I said, mine was very pathetic, but I do it every year. You know, Josh puts it out. I'm like, yeah, I'm there. I'm there for the challenge because I love those interactive. Like I said, when I do like my all by myself project every year, I love that because it gets everybody interacting with each other and just in some of the ideas people can come up with.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a good price. I don't know what they're going for. Honestly, they're not sold a lot around here anymore. They used to be 15 years ago, pretty common. You could find them at any gas station in Southwest Iowa and the southeastern Nebraska, but I don't see them a lot anymore.
Yeah, I see them here, but I never buy them. I've never reviewed it, so I should probably review it one day.
Yeah, and I didn't realize it until I started reviewing. There's a green can too, which is probably like I don't want to say it's like an English bitter, but it's probably a nod in that direction.
Right.
I mean, neither are a bad beer, and I suppose realistically, I should throw this out there as a disclaimer. I have a indiscriminate palate. I will drink pretty much anything. It's got to be pretty bad for me to dislike it.
Oh, it's like talking to Drew now then. Drew will drink anything too.
I mean, if I had my druthers, I would drink Oktoberfest all the time. But
right, yeah, for sure.
since it's a seasonal beer, more importantly, based on my budget, I don't drink what I want all the time. But um, yeah, there's some pretty cheap beers. I'm not going to be disappointed in drinking. And
Right.
yeah, Foster's is that way. I think I prefer the green can of Foster's more so than the blue.
Right.
But it was just um, that the blue oil can you saw pretty frequently 15, 20 years ago. And the green one I actually had to hunt down a little bit.
So I
But
think we only get green up here. I don't know if I've seen. I got to go look. Next time I'm in the liquor store, I got to go see because I think we just get the green one. I don't think I've seen the blue. I could be mistaken. Like I said, I haven't had a Foster's in God forever.
yeah, the blues, I don't know. The last time I had one, I want to say even in a can, it was a little skunky. So I'm assuming that it would probably just sat on the shelf for like 2 years before I bought it.
Right. Yeah. Because nobody buys it, right?
Yeah, where
Ray's
I'm
comment.
from,
Ray's comment here. That was so sad. I'm just assuming he's talking about my chug. I know I can't chug, Ray. I have many other talents. There's lots of other things that I'm very
Ray's
good
good
at.
at chugging.
Is Ray good? I don't. Did he do one last year? I don't remember.
Well,
I'm gonna have to go back and look.
when they do their reviews, they always do a chug at the end, and he always
Oh
wins.
yes.
You know, even when I did it with them, I was like, all right, I was getting myself mentally prepared. It's like open your throat, just throw it back. I still managed to come in third.
Well, there you go. I actually think I came in second because Paul is not a good chugger either.
He's not.
No, he's not. He might be worse than me because I've done one or two videos with him as well. I think I beat Paul if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to go back and watch that. Back when we did what was that beer, Ray? The cotton candy one that Paul didn't taste properly. What the hell was it called? It was from Flying Monkeys. The strawberry candy floss beer. What was that called? And Paul couldn't taste the strawberry in it at all. What was it called, Ray? Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. They dropped the shot. Oh, that was it. Fluffity Fluff Fluff. That was the name of the beer. Fluffity Fluff Fluff. It was a strawberry cotton candy flavored beer. And me and Ray are like, oh my God, there's so much strawberry flavor in this, blah, blah, blah. And Paul's like, really? Like he actually thought we were like putting him on a little bit. Because and we're like, yeah, it's strawberry. It's like pure strawberry, sugary. It was a pretty sugary beer. Like you couldn't have more than one at a time. It was pretty.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he's like, I only taste the hops. I'm like, what are you? Me and Ray are looking at each other like, this guy's retarded or something. I don't know what the hell his problem is. This beer is a Puff Fluff. Yeah, there you go. I'm late. Yeah, we know. Thanks, though, Drew. I couldn't remember the name. I could see the can in my head, like the pink can with the little guy that kind of looked like Kirby from Mario World was on that. But yeah, it was a tasty beer, but like I said, too sugary. You couldn't have more than one.
Yeah, there's a lot of those out there they're good, but yeah, after that one, it becomes too much.
Yeah, and you got to break it up with like after you have something that sugary, you just go to like a basic Pilsner or a lager or something, right? Just to get your palate out. And just on a side note here, Ray, look where I was today. I was at the Grist, sir. I picked up a couple beers. Ooh, there it is, the Grist. Just having just a very simple Italian Pilsner. I've only had like maybe one or two. I don't even think I've had two. I think I've only had one from the Grist. It's just in Niagara on the Lake, not far. Just wanted to get something different because I got to send some beers to Alan. So I was gonna go to Hamilton and go to Fairweather, and my buddy Matt was busy today, so I was like, I'm not even gonna drive all the way out there. I'll just go to Niagara on the Lake. But the Pilsner's not bad at all.
Is that very far from you? Is it a pretty close drive, or?
Yeah, it's not far at all. Like it was, God, I think door to door, I think it was maybe 17 minutes.
Oh,
something like that. Yeah, Niagara on the Lake's not far from where I live.
Nice.
You mentioned that earlier. You're drunk. No, I'm not. This is my third beer, Ray. I'm not drunk. God damn it. You want to see drunk? Oh no, I won't get drunk at the weekend party because I got to do stuff. Fluffity fluff fluff fluffity fluff fluff. Look at Frosty go. Yeah, we were supposed to do that, weren't we, Drew? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think we're supposed to. Oh, it's in St. David's. Yes, you're right. You're right, Ray. My apologies. Not Niagara on the Lake. It's in St. David's, which is still 17 minutes from my house, so not a big deal. Yeah, I know, not Niagara on the Lake. I know. I didn't think of it until afterward. Hey, look at that. You know what it says right out here on the side of the can? Oh, you guys can't see it because of the glare. Right there. It's St. David's, Ontario. It says it right on the side of the can, for God's sake. Shane, you're such a moron. Learn to read. For the love of
So,
God.
how big of a town do you live in?
My town is very small. I'm just like, there might be, God, I don't even know how many people here. I'll look it up for you, Josh, just for shits and
Oh,
giggles.
no, you're fine.
No, I'll look at because I'm curious, because I don't know. I honestly don't. It's a small. I live just outside of Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is not a big city either.
So do you work in Niagara?
I do, yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I was thinking
Yeah,
maybe you lived in a big enough town to have a casino.
No. It's like I said. I live just outside of town. So the town that I live in, according to the internet search I just did, 18,000 people.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look
Not
at that.
too
Hey, there's
shabby.
Ray. 1801. He's got to be really specific. 18808. I just said 18,000. Yeah, and Ray's saying it's 11 minutes from his house. And Ray actually lives in Niagara Falls. So
And Niagara Falls is right across the border from Buffalo, right?
it's right across from Niagara Falls. Because there's Niagara Falls,
And-
Ontario, and there's Niagara Falls, New York. But
Oh.
Buffalo's not far. Buffalo's not far.
Oh, okay. I guess just from watching movies and stuff, it just seemed like Buffalo was the U.S. side, Niagara Falls was the Canadian side.
Right. Yeah, Buffalo is like door to door. Like I think I got to the airport when I flew out last weekend, like 40 minutes or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I had a really easy time at the border. Sometimes the border is really busy, depending on what time a day you go, and you could be sitting in line at the border for 45 minutes. You know,
Oh,
but
damn.
but if you're just going, you know, like I said, I was on like some off peak times when I went, so yeah, it was really easy. Just get across like 40 minutes. I'm at the airport, super easy, and that's why I said to everybody,
That's not
fly into
bad.
Buffalo. Yeah, that's why I said fly into Buffalo, because if you guys try and fly into Toronto, like I'm looking at 2.5, 3 hours each way because of traffic. The traffic in Toronto is
Oh.
disgusting.
Oh, damn.
But it's funny because I can drive like 10 minutes down the highway, and you can actually see like the CN Tower and the skyline of Toronto off in the distance. I'm like, I can see Toronto, but it's going to take me 2.5 or 3 hours to get there.
Oh, that's
gotta go all the-
nuts.
Yeah, you got to go all the way up and around the lake, and the traffic in Toronto is just ridiculous. Like I think
Okay.
they have the biggest highway in the world. It's like 16 lanes or something like that.
Holy
ridiculous.
shit.
And it's jam packed, like dead stop traffic, like even with 16 lanes.
That's nuts. I didn't realize Toronto was that big.
Yeah, Toronto's huge. Toronto's a massive city. Ray saying, "Don't fly into Toronto. We will not pick you up."
Yeah.
Well,
live.
I think we might have to pick up one person in Toronto, Ray. I'm sorry. I think Alan's flying into Toronto, so we'll have to go pick him up in Toronto.
Is Winnipeg that far away? I'm not. It's been a while since geography. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like the next province over, so like a state, right? It's the next province over, but Ontario is so huge. Like I live in the southeast corner of Ontario, and it's always the joke in Ontario. Like if you start driving like where I live, and you start driving like northwest, and you drive for 19 hours, you're still in Ontario. Like you still got a ways to go to hit the next province. Like it's huge. It's bigger than Texas. Ontario is bigger than Texas.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
massive.
and you guys got like some big lake section where if you look at it on a map, it all like depending on how far zoomed out you are, or because I was looking it up, it looks like all water if you're at the right level. There's so many damn lakes in Ontario.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's tons. It's like a fisher's paradise up here. If you like to
Oh, I
fish,
bet.
it's tons of lakes. Yeah, so Ray's just saying 500,000 cars a day on that highway. 500,000 cars go down that highway every day.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So the biggest city that I live close to, I guess, is Omaha. I'm like a half hour away. Probably not even that. If you count all of their suburbs, even things that aren't
Right.
technically their suburbs, it's like 500,000 people, 500,000 people. It's really not that bad. I mean, you drive in and out of Omaha. I know some people that won't, but I mean, it's nothing. It's not that bad. Rush hour traffic, it's just annoying. It's not scary like other towns.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm just looking at the clock here, Josh.
Oh,
We hit 10
damn.
o'clock, sir. Yeah, it
It's
just
that
flies
time
by.
already.
It seems like 3 hours is a long time, but sometimes it just flies by like nothing.
It does.
So yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna quickly one more time. I'm gonna put Josh's link up here for the last like 30 seconds that we're on here while I say my goodbyes and stuff.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Definitely check out Josh's channel, guys. If you're not familiar with him, please check him out. Great guy, does some great videos. Very entertaining. And get involved in the Chug Challenge. Check that video.
Please.
Even
Please
if you
just have fun with it.
Yeah, like even though you know that we have talked about it, go check out the video. Give him some watch time. Give him some love. Give him that thumbs up on the video, right? But yeah, so Josh, don't leave after the stream. I want to talk to you afterwards. And Ray, I will send you a link after we're done here because I know Ray wants to talk to me about some stuff, and you can be on the thing. It doesn't matter. So Ray, I will send you the link on Instagram momentarily, sir, so you can jump on and we can talk. But yeah, so on behalf of Josh Ellis, the Malted Gentleman, thank you so much, sir. It was fantastic to be able to actually sit and talk to you for a
I had a
while.
blast.
Yeah, like I said, this is the first time we've actually been able to talk for a couple hours and figure out some stuff about each other. But yeah, so like I said, coming up next, I do have a guest next week already scheduled. It's going to be wild. I'm not even going to tell you who it is. I know I normally tell you guys who my next guest is, but it's going to be wild because this guy is, you guys all know him, or you should know him. Really talented for something that he doesn't even do on YouTube. Super talented. I'm kind of in awe of what he does in his spare time. And I know that doesn't give you guys a clue at all, does it? No, it's just crazy, and he's talented. That's all I'm going to say. So again, on behalf of myself and Josh Ellis, thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you coming and watching these lives. I appreciate the interaction. Thank you so much. Check out my channel, of course, Shane's Craft Beer Review. Check out Josh Ellis, the Malted Gentleman. And I don't have an exit video for you guys today. I forgot again this week. So it's just going to be a dead stop. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you next week. Cheers.